humankind worthless.
Cool. I'm not a human, so we good.
All mankind.
No one in our group is a human but you.
Alright, everybody good?
Yeah.
I think I should have fixed the stream. Can you tell me, do I need to move my camera? Oh no!
What is the device that you use, Josh?
You gotta restart.
Yeah, you just type in.
Just look over. Ollie, enough.
Third one until 3D dice roller. Okay.
Look over my shoulder. Can you tell me? Or over my shoulder or in there? Is it good?
So far.
Probably a little up.
How do you display it on the? So if you mouse over like where your picture's at right now.
Yeah.
You good?
Discord.
Okay.
You go the left button under like I guess if my picture's in the very center, right under me you'll see turn on screen share. Right next to it's turn off camera. Leave call mute and user settings. So I can like turn on screen share. And then there's
We are gonna get started.
basically click like
Soon as
entire
Josh stops talking.
screen and then I hit
Can you get
share
your Thrones talk, please?
and that'll show my
Josh,
Oh, you
screen.
haven't watched
Josh,
it?
you haven't watched it.
I still haven't watched the second episode yet.
Right, D20
Oh,
and
Jesus.
roll.
My only option for HBO right now is my parents' house, and I don't want to have to go to their house to watch
If you're gonna wait that long, you might as well just torrent it.
Thanks.
I mean, what? We don't.
Whoa, Jack.
Hey.
We do
Are you guys ready?
I don't play on my rules.
Are you guys done making out?
Goddamn.
Yeah, they are.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
So yes, we're ready. Can you guys hear me better now?
Who are you?
Yeah, I was helping him get his virtual dice set up.
That's cute.
Get him on camera.
Notice my amusement.
Nicer.
I'm not. I know you can't see me, but I'm not.
Is that secret words for sex?
I'm down.
Okay. All right. Anyway, welcome back. You find yourselves still in the maze of the Selector. Last time we got gored with a Minotaur, Raz almost died. You managed to find some gold, run into some traps, and you find yourselves, I'll give you a little refresher, you found yourselves outside of the chest, rested and refreshed. You will say that it was a short rest, and your HP is affected by a short rest. So everybody good with their HP?
Yes, sir.
Luch?
Yep.
Hey, 1 second. Hey, can you still see my full screen, or is it just the dice or my picture?
We can see part of your D&D Beyond in there.
Character sheet right now. Yeah, it won't go back to normal. Okay, so the button right beside the screen share is turn on camera, or it'll say turn off or turn on. Yeah. Just hit that, and it'll take you back to your face.
Okay.
Weird. It's not working.
Everybody good with their HP?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I guess we'll
I
gather.
would like to make an announcement.
Go
Am I
ahead.
able to do that now? Or
Yeah,
should
go
I
ahead,
wait?
Distance. Go on.
Okay. This is out of character stuff for everybody. So Jack and I
Are having a baby?
discussed some things, and we're having a baby. His name's Jimmy 2.
Jimmy Two-Tron.
It's actually just a Jew.
Basically, I've had my lucky feeds for like, I don't know, a month, and I've never used it, so we were like, alright, I should probably try something different. So I am going to switch my feed to the Magic Initiate.
I wonder who had that
And
great
so
idea.
that way I will be able to take 2 cantrips from either a Cleric, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard, and 1 level 1 spell from them as well. So what I ended up doing is I still have my normal spells like my Bard's Healing and stuff like that, but as my cantrips I did want to take Sorcerer's Fireball and Chilling Touch to be able to give a little bit of ranged magic damage to help the group. So then I also, for my level 1 spell, I have a Charm Person.
Oh, that's good.
And so just to let the group know, so if you see me cast a Fireball, that's why I'm casting a Fireball.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
Just
you.
remember, Josh, you can only use Charm Person once a day.
It doesn't get added to your spell list.
Okay, so perfect. So the 5 of you, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
8 of you.
Big Dick Roderick and his dick. Those are 2 people.
No, 8 of you total because of Jimmy, Rebecca, and Roderick are
Yeah.
standing clumped together in a corner of the maze with only one direction to leave.
We're
And
gonna
that's
go
back,
that direction.
back the way you came.
So we're gonna go out and then go to the right and then take the next right because
Okay.
that's the only directions we
You
can go.
pass the remains and the rubble of the giant stone boulder that Akalius so valiantly crushed with his fist, and Boddynock as well. With right, you were
He
involved.
gave
in
it a
that?
good shillelagh.
I
yeah.
did.
You whacked it with the shillelagh.
Oh, I whacked it.
Right in the knee of the boulder. Just right in the knee.
Specifically.
And you come back to a familiar crossroads that you've passed through before. You can go right, left, or straight ahead.
Right.
Wait, which way did we come from?
You came, I'll let you in on this because you can tell your footprints are fresh. You came from the left, and you can still see the blood on the wall of where Raz was gored by a minotaur.
Well, we're not gonna go straight because that. Wait, I'm trying to remember.
The
Because
hole in my stomach pain.
if I remember correctly, it was.
We'll rewind and refresh your memory. When you were coming down the hall, there was a left, a second left, a straight ahead, and a right.
Yeah, because I had portal, then we went to the right, then we were left or straight, we went straight, then we went right, and then there was a left.
Basically, right where you were gored with the minotaur, there was 2 lefts, a straight, and a right.
Yeah, so we're gonna go the other way we didn't come from.
There's 2 ways you can not come from.
What are the options?
Straight ahead from you, or to the right.
Right turns on.
This is the DARE program, sir.
Everybody, remember this is a group effort in this maze. So
So what can we see to the right?
to the right is a corridor about 25 feet. Straight ahead is a shorter corridor, but then it opens up to the right again.
Ooh, let's do that. I'm done.
All right, so we're gonna. Let me preface this by no. All right, so there was what directions were there?
Straight or right.
Straight.
Or there's technically a left too, but that's where you came from.
All right, straight or right? We're gonna go right.
You're going right.
That's what we said, right? We're gonna take a right. And
I
then-
said go straight and then go right.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's okay.
So straight. We're going straight.
Yeah, straight and then the right. Whatever.
Okay, so you walk ahead about 10-15 feet and take the first right. You see another short corridor about 10 feet and another wall, but this way it goes left.
You gonna follow?
Okay.
Follow it.
So the party moves forward, takes the next left, and sees a long corridor.
I'm leading with a torch.
Okay. To your immediate left is a small room, an opening to a small room. Straight ahead, you see just more corridor.
There's a small room with no exit. Check that out.
No, you can't see if you haven't stepped inside, so
Can I check for traps in the doorway?
you can.
It's a 4.
You see no traps.
I guess there's no traps,
I,
guys. Follow right in.
I walk through with my shield up.
Okay. You walk through into the room. You stand in a pretty much all black room. You see a circular, what looks like a stone platform, and a small wooden stake with a crystal in it that looks like it's glowing, sticking out of the top of the stake.
Does it look like it can be removed?
It doesn't look like it can be removed, but it looks like you roll perception for me.
14.
14. You can tell by looking at it that it looks like some sort of lever.
Should I pull it?
Can I pull it? Can I? I'm gonna walk in with him.
Okay.
Can I take a survey around the room to see if it looks like there's anything that could be like a trap door or anything like that?
Perception. 19. Immediately when you enter the room, you take a look at the oval cylinder and recognize it as a platform. Probably something that would move. You look into the ceiling using Roz's torch, and you can see a cylindrical opening in the ceiling.
So it looks like almost like an elevator of sorts.
I think so.
Could be an entrance.
At the same time, you also hear movement from each of the corners.
What do I see?
With the light of the torch, you see two skeleton wights starting to stand up out of what look to be piles of bones.
Alright, so we can either make a mad dash and get everyone on here, and we can take. Is the platform big enough for all of us to fit on?
It is.
Let's do it.
You guys want to take the platform?
Yes.
I'll guard the rear so everybody can get on first.
Alright, I'll help everyone on. So I'm gonna get Rebecca, Jimmy, and
Okay.
try to fit his dick on there first, and then because that's gonna be the hardest part, and then.
Well, you tie it around him like a vest.
Yeah, it's like a sling, if you will.
Like a sash.
Yeah. I'm literally, it's like a
Is it leaking?
It's
What?
Is it leaking?
What? Is what leaking? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking
Does he
about.
have gangrene or something? Does he have the rock?
like let's say he flops it and it just like.
No.
Oh my god. What
This
kind of
guy,
dicks are you
guy
into?
over here, he's like trying to.
What kind of dicks
Small
are you
As
into?
you're rushing to get on the platform, the wights are closing in from each corner. You also hear the familiar clip clop of hooves.
So everyone's gonna get on, and I'm just gonna pull the lever.
You pull.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Crap,
Go ahead.
I have an idea.
Yep.
I think what we need to do is we need to subdue a Minotaur. Because the Minotaur will be able to know how to get us out of here. I
Minotaurs.
think that we can wrangle one.
They can't speak common. I don't think anybody here knows.
I don't know centaur, or I don't know minotaur. So
I think it's primordial.
no, they speak minotaur.
Oh, is it
It's
just
like its own language once they made the character.
There's a cow.
You got any of you speak moo?
Do any of you speak farm animal?
How close are the whites to us?
Whites are about 15 feet from you.
15 feet.
Mm-hmm. Closing fast.
I
Alright,
cast
let's
thunder.
right up and discuss it.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's pull the lever. Let's.
Alright, I hop on and
We pull the lever.
Dave, are you on board with this plan?
Yes, I am.
Are you coming? Are you staying in the room by
They
yourself?
speak Abyssal, by the way. Not Minotaur.
Well, that's for the monster part. It's
Right.
Yeah. So.
Which, yes.
You speak Abyssal?
Abyssal, yes. You speak Abyssal, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have Infernal in common.
Oh.
Damn it, infernal.
Alright.
They probably speak common though.
No, Abyssal.
Only the player character minotaurs can speak common.
Everybody piles on top of the stone platform, and Akalius viciously yanks the lever. However, Roderick's dick is too big, and he won't the lever. Platform won't go up. No, I'm kidding.
it actually hangs off the edge as it goes up.
Cuts us.
He gets circumcised.
That's disgusting.
And he's still like alive, like a lizard's tail.
No.
Oh my god.
It
All
gets
right.
worse.
Akalius viciously pulls the lever. After a brief shake and a rumble, the platform shoots into the air, sending everybody through the ceiling and up out of the maze.
Oh.
That was convenient.
Oh.
Some of that.
The platform slowly is sliding up through what seems to be a giant stone cylinder. You can't really see anything other than just the mossy stone bricks. But there's a light at the top that's starting to get brighter and brighter as you get closer. You can't see like anything familiar as far as like what you've seen before, but as the light gets brighter and brighter, the elevator, so to speak, starts to slow down as you approach the top of the shaft.
I'm gonna yell battle formation. And I'm just gonna put all the little children and Roderick in the center, and then I'm gonna stand on one side and have everyone stand like at
Okay.
the ready just in case.
Everybody have your
I
minis?
wish I was Roz. I would be in like a Power Ranger formation, like just
So, do you have my mini?
Yeah, everybody got your minis
Oh,
out?
did you forget yours?
I forget it. I just thought you had it, or I thought Jack had it.
I think maybe I have it.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Alright, and then can you do me a favor and move your book and then we're pulling the map here.
Oh shit, we gotta see the map.
It's the map. It's the map.
And then if anybody wants to see this, just for this was the maze.
Oh my god.
Nice.
It's a lot smaller than I imagined
That's
it
what
would
she
be.
said. Hey,
Same.
not to Roderick.
It's small.
Where did I get
Bro,
gored
we
at?
kicked that maze's ass.
Right here.
I got gored right there.
Right there.
We kicked
that why you put the
maze's
sad face?
ass.
Huh? No, the sad faces were the Minotaurs.
Oh shit! There's a lot of fucking minotaurs.
Yes.
Oh my
There was
god.
one here too. This is the one that ran and went to the portal.
I really wish we could have subdued one. That would have been
But
fun.
this is what it looked like.
And
For
do
everybody.
what with
If you
it?
want
It's
to
not
study
gonna
it
be
later. you can
We already got out of it.
It looks a lot smaller because
So, like, if we
the
would've
scale,
thought
right?
about
I was
that
telling you that like
first
the
one
scale
instead
was
of
really long.
executing
You know, this was about 50 feet from here to here.
I pictured
Before
a piece of
Ratchet
like
crushed you with a rock.
something the size of like a piece of computer paper and just this tiny little like etched out map.
Right, like just like literally small.
Right.
Alright, so where are
He's
we
like
at?
tracing it with
Oh,
a
we
fine
have a
pencil
mixture.
as
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go through.
We're right here.
That probably makes sense.
We're in the middle.
You're on the platform.
We're in the mid
That's in the middle.
They're in the middle.
Realize it's on the middle.
Wait, I don't have it actually.
Maybe you have it, which
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
can
I never
do you want
took
to go check mine?
Yeah,
Hey,
the only one.
Dungeon Master's right there.
The only what?
The DM.
Yeah, this is the only one that I have, and it's not his one that he was using.
Can we meet Jack? Can we meet God if we go there?
If you go there.
Shit.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. Not in a good way. Not in the way that you would like.
Shit.
That mayonnaise disappeared forever.
Who are you?
Who are you? What's your name? There's a witch in here. Maybe it's gone in here. I found the witch. Oh no, I got it.
God damn it.
It's in the other one. This is yours, right?
Dave, I saw you like 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Hey, I owe you $7.50 by the way.
Oh shit, cool.
Did you buy mine?
No,
Yeah, you were
shit.
blowing up the restroom. and
Alright,
I wanted to
everyone,
read
I only see 4.
Nice.
Who are we missing?
I gotta get going.
Gorram. Gorram, did you forget your mini? Or you didn't? He's not here.
Dave, did you forget your mini this week? Dave, you forgot your mini. Isn't that Rob? That's what we're using for one. Okay.
Yeah, and then this
He's gonna be Dave.
Alright, well, hope. Everyone hope.
He is gonna be Dave.
He's gonna be
Dave. He's gonna be Dave.
Dave, he is B.
You stand in a circular room with a giant cylindrical ceiling with a dome, glass,
Getting some dough.
ornate glass over the top. Around you is brilliant marble floors, so shiny that you can see your reflection in them. To each side are giant marble columns that shoot up in towards the ceiling, and on each side of you you see the openings of 4 doorways. Directly in front of you is a giant wooden ornate table with 4 symbols in front of 4 oval openings, kind of inlaid into the table.
Are these doors open?
They are open.
Can we see into each one of these?
You can see in, but so keep in mind each square is 10 feet. You can see in, but there seems to be some sort of a haze, like a fog in each room. Like you can't really tell what's going on inside. You want to pull this towards me a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. I
Appreciate it.
So, I mean, I can kind of get an idea of what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Crap. Can you guys see the map?
It's the map. It's
yeah,
the map.
like 75%.
Is that better?
Yeah, I just can't see the stairs, but as long as I don't need to see that, we're good.
So, to help you
Can we
guys
scroll
out,
back a bit? Or is that too close to the edge?
It's you can go back. The help.
Yeah, that's good.
A little
I
more.
was gonna say,
I can see like 80 to 90% of
I
the
was
map.
gonna say if you can't see what it does seem like, from my perspective, I don't know if that's how it is, but it looks like there's 4 little knobs here, or places you could put something, and each color matches one thing in each one of these, so there's a good chance we might have to grab a stone from each one and fight something or deal with some kind of
I
obstacle.
would say we
each one.
separate and each person do one.
We could have,
Puzzle time.
I mean, we could have, like, I don't know if that'd be a good idea just in case.
Does anybody have any questions about the room?
Yeah, like,
How big does it look?
What?
Where the room we're in.
thick?
I mean, it's
13,
10.
14
It's
inches.
10 feet. 10 foot
I'd
square.
like to go up to the table and roll perception and see if I can notice anything.
Okay.
Like, that's not obvious. Nice. That is a 7.
Okay. I mean, you can kind of just make out exactly what was described to you. It's just a giant wooden ornate table with kind of metal inlay that has these cylindrical like carvings into the wood that looks like it's meant to have something set down inside it.
I walk here and then I want to look out and see what's in this room.
Raz steps off the plate to look into, what is that, room number 1, right?
Yeah. I don't step into it. Right?
No. You walk up to take a look inside, and
Dark mantle.
Where the hell am I?
Do we have a key
What is
dark
yours?
mantle? I feel like that'd be a fun.
Alright, we're gonna have to use our imagination a little bit here,
Just
but
imagine it.
How am I supposed to use my imagination, Jack?
use it. Just use the imagination.
Tell me.
Raz, again, no, you're out, Desh, actually. You're right. We're officially, Raz is in your sword. Do you want me to refer to you as Aldash? In that sense?
Whichever makes it
Okay,
easier.
it doesn't matter. So he moves up to take a look inside one of the rooms in Ralda, in the opening,
Relish.
and you notice a small wisp of smoke start to form on the other side of the room behind you guys as you're staring at the table, and a familiar figure, shadowy figure, kind of apparates in front of you, and you immediately recognize Var'Gul from the beginning of the campaign, right?
Oh shit.
You recognize his shadowy wraith form. And as he takes shape behind you, you hear the hissing of the familiar voice, and he says, "Insolent fools, standing in the way of my triumph. Your world will burn, and your resistance is merely an inconvenience. This prophecy which you blindly follow is fool's hope. Your weapons and powers are no match for the darkness I bring."
Who's this guy?
And he disappears as quickly as he came.
That guy's a bit dramatic.
Yeah, you should have seen him the first time. We couldn't move.
In his place,
He was so ugly, you know.
a familiar figure seems to appear out of the smoke as Var'Gul disappears. It is the familiar face of the man that met you in the study in front of the maze.
Fucking the select.
Oh my god, it's Lurelion.
His old, frail body stands before you in the same ornate robe that he was wearing, hands folded in front of him, with a crooked smile on his face. He looks at each one of you and slowly starts to speak.
I'd like to turn around and throw a dart at him.
Boddynock instinctively wants to throw a dart at the old man. I'm not really sure where he gets that inclination, but he does. He throws the dart at the old man, and with a wave of his hand, the dart is strewn across the floor, and you hear it clattering on the tile.
Fucking fag.
I throw a rock at the selector.
To the same effect.
I throw What do you stop?
Maybe if we won't let him talk, he'll leave.
We'll just keep him
He
distracted.
starts getting visibly agitated.
We
Suddenly-
Akalius strike once.
Suddenly, you're unable to move, and you can't move your arms. He starts to speak. "It appears my maze couldn't contain you.
Duh.
Amazing, right?
Oh no, it hurt.
Perhaps you deserve to be killed by my own hand."
Bring it on!
At the same time, you see in each doorway
Trying to be
What's
nice.
the
I had a
idea?
great part.
groups of conscripts start to gather at the edges of the doorway.
Oh yeah.
Is this water?
It is.
Is there a conscript in front of me?
There is. They're gathering quickly. There's about 15 in front of you. Now.
15 in front of me?
You brought me a present. I've been wanting to kick
There's
their
about
asses
15
for a
in front
long
of me right
time
And the number is growing.
And they keep growing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything in front of you is starting to fill up as far as you can see into the room with conscripts, and in each room on each side, they're starting to fill up to the edges of the.
But this is
door.
water, right?
It's water, yeah.
And they're just like rising up from it?
Yeah. They're in front of you. They're
Throw a rock.
gathering. They're gathering at each doorway.
Throw a rock into him. It
Um,
could just be a minor illusion. or something like that.
Alright, can I try something?
No, you can't move. You're unable to move. As you look towards each doorway, you see more and more hooded figures. Their blue eyes staring out at you, just staring, not moving. And it just looks like it's an endless sea of conscripts in each room.
Am I supposed to be scared, you shite?
He says, laying face down. His oh yeah, my head's just stuck in the water.
Why am I on the ground?
The selector,
We can't move.
eyeing each one of you,
Doesn't mean I'm on
still
the
with the
ground.
same grin on his face,
You're slightly.
picks out Jimmy from the crowd.
Wait, what?
He stares directly at the young boy that's kind of behind distance, and he says, "Young man, why don't you come with me? I can teach you things that you could never imagine."
Can I do a like a wisdom save or something to get out?
No. What'd you say?
I said if we let him take him and train him, will we get him back? Like, is he just taking him to school for a couple years? Or is he
He like shaves his head and he's
You
like
can
a high priest
You
kid.
you can certainly try.
Just a high priest kid.
He looks over at Desh, looks him straight in the eyes, and says, "Do you think you can truly be forgiven for all the things you have done?"
Yes.
He looks confused.
I mean, I don't.
Wait,
like-
really?
Like,
Do you actually think that?
I mean, like, I've had two people in my body. You know, one was a psychopath,
The other one was Roderick. Hey,
and I got a giant I got a giant gaping hole in my stomach right now. I ain't feeling too good, so I mean, like,
that's also.
I don't need to be forgiven, but I could sure use like a band-aid or something. A bandage.
Why don't you let us free and I can show you some mercy?
The healer won't heal me. He hates me because of what my other double did.
I have a shiny toy. I
He
can
laughs.
show
He laughs maniacally to himself, staring at you. He's looking at you almost with not empathy, but as if the group of you are just pathetic. He recognizes Roderick as a citizen. Maybe he's run into him. Maybe he even tortured him. And he kind of looks at him and with disappointment, almost with a frown on his face, and says, "You should have been able to go through the maze by yourself. I'm sure you would not have made it this far." Rebecca seems absolutely frightened. She's hiding behind Akalius.
Shield your eyes, lass.
So they're like in the middle.
So I still can't move.
No, everybody is still kind of stunned, like frozen in place.
What's your play here, old
Some
man?
sort of magic is holding you down. He continues to look around at each one of you, and he says, "Anyone who wants to leave now, I will allow you to leave St. Palatia unharmed. But you have to leave now, and you can never come back."
Oh man, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
If you decide to stay, on the other hand, this place will become your tomb.
Is he being serious?
Hmm?
Is he being serious?
Maybe?
Why don't you let me free and find out?
No, not the tomb part. The let go part.
Maybe.
We need words of wisdom.
Before anybody's able to do anything,
I mean, I don't trust
or
him.
decide,
That's
yes,
the
or decide to leave.
I mean, there's no guarantee he'll let us out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't trust him. There's no point.
We can always say, let us out, and see what he does. Because
Is
either
it-
way,
Is there
if
anything
it's-
that you would like to ask? Because you're unable to move. So is there anything that you would like to ask him?
Can we be able to move, please?
I would like
All
to
of a sudden,
ask him-
Desh is unable to move his lips.
I would like to ask him what his plan is.
The plan is to destroy all of you, to kill all of you. Obviously.
All of who? All of humanity, or all of us specifically?
How would you let us free if you want to
Everyone.
destroy us?
Everyone.
Seems counterintuitive.
Well, your freedom will be only short-lived. I just mean you will not die at my hands, and not as maybe painful as.
A lot of talk for someone who won't let us move.
Well,
Hey,
we gotta
like,
fuck him up.
We'll go. Yeah, we'll do it. The Rastor just kind of peeks out from the scabbard. Yeah. I'm down.
Gorram or Distance, do you have anything to say or anything you want to do?
I don't think I can make a decision in this. I'm way too young and dumb to really have much say. Standing next to these 4 battle-hardened warriors, so I'm going to let them make the decision. I'm going to follow.
As you're standing there contemplating, the Selector seems to stand. Is that rain?
Yeah.
Damn. The Selector seems to stand more upright, and with a laugh, he says, "Maybe this will change your mind." And you just see his figure start to change. What you saw as an old man starts to grow in stature. His skin starts to change colors into a bluish green, wet tint. Where his face and mouth was, you see tentacles
Hey, he's Roderick's brother.
start to come out of his mouth. His clothing and appearance change to a long red cloak, almost like a robe, like the conscripts, with armor, plate armor on the top of his chest, and a giant cape with a huge cowl in black.
He said he's green, right?
He's bluish green.
Oh dear God, he's so ugly.
He's absolutely hideous.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna kind of smirk. And I'm gonna. I've killed big, ugly green things my entire life. I'm not scared of you.
He looks at you with such intensity and hatred that your head starts to hurt.
I'm gonna.
Don't look at it.
I'm not scared. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I'm down to leave.
Can I still not move?
You start to feel a tingling all over your body, and you're able to move your limbs and arms. And just as soon as he turns into the creature in front of you, he disappears. And you're left alone in the room with what looks like hundreds of conscripts around you in the 4 rooms.
I'm just gonna turn around and make sure the little ones are okay. And just tell them that it's gonna be alright.
Bro, these conscripts aren't even real.
I'm not entirely convinced. I'm just gonna tell them they're okay, and just I'm gonna keep them kind of like I'm not gonna keep them in the center of this just in case it falls down or whatever the case is. I'm gonna have them all congregate.
Okay.
Did he leave an exit?
What's that?
Did he leave an exit?
No, he disappeared.
He vanished as soon as he got there. So, what's the game plan? I don't think we should I think we should go into one room together, and then see what happens, and then decide if we want to split up. Because I don't think splitting up originally is a good
I
idea.
slap a conscript.
I slap a conscript. You reach out your hand to slap a conscript, and it just goes through the air, and
That's what I'm talking about.
they vanish into mist.
Yup.
So I'm gonna end game. We're gonna kind of make up a game plan. I feel like all of these stones or holes, each room. There's 4 rooms, 4 holes. I feel like we should find out what the rooms have, and see what this does.
Agreed.
All of
Yeah,
them
it's
say
like the
aye.
shiny stones on the shiny stones.
All right, Thanos.
Famous.
I demand a gauntlet of ultimate power.
And I suppose we don't have much of a choice.
I would like you to roll for initiative.
Are we doing the share?
Huh?
Are we doing the share?
Yeah.
19.
19.
I got a 6.
I got 16.
Nani?
Nani? This is
Distance got an 8.
Okay.
Hey!
to
We done it.
What'd you get, Akalius?
16.
Oh, it's good.
What about you, Gorram?
Wait.
18. What are we rolling initiative for? I missed it.
You're just rolling it for
Yeah,
this whole encounter.
What's the first roll?
So basically, we're gonna share the initiative, basically as if you were in combat the whole time.
Alright, so. Cool. Cool.
You want to share this?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, and here if you want to. Because you roll a lot of d6s. You like them?
Will it keep you what the hell is this supposed to do? What does this do? Nothing? Is this just a little
It's a guild die for the Guilds of Ravnica module.
Oh, yeah.
Roz is first to act, standing near the room of what looks like a giant room filled with water. You see two kind of stone platforms, one on each side, and a giant pillar with a stone platform about 20 feet in the air at the end of the room.
So you said there's water?
The entire room is filled with water.
And then it's how high up?
15 to 20 feet, or like 17 and a half feet.
So, but there's no one around us.
Correct.
I want to try something. So I want to take out my lightning sword, and I want to fill it up with lightning, and I want to old-time fisherman electric.
Ooh, okay. Alright, you stick your lightning-embodied sword into the water. You don't feel the sword hit the ground in the water, and the entire room lights up with a brief bolt of electricity, and 7 dark males just rise to the top. Dead.
Hey! Really?
Yeah.
Can we
Fuck yeah.
can we discern
Are you guys hungry?
how deep the water is?
You can try. You can't see into it. It's murky, so you can't see the bottom.
I cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
I have him pick up the stone.
There's no stones on the table. Remember, they're
We're getting the stones.
yeah. There's empty notches in that table.
I have him carry a torch out here.
Okay. So as he steps into the water, it pretty much goes up to his shoulders. The torch is kind of like, how high would he be holding the torch? Maybe at like eye level.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, he steps into it and it goes out.
He statues of liberty it.
Well, he said he goes up to his shoulders.
Yeah. So if he's holding it like here,
It's
Yeah,
in
the
that
thing goes
water.
up. It'd be
I mean
like.
it's a torch, so
Yeah.
shoulder length, the torch goes out.
So it goes up to his shoulders. Okay.
I said, I have an idea. What if when we put this in there, one of these stones, the water might go down? Perhaps.
If there were any creatures in there and if there were dark mantles, they're dead.
Well, that's not the point. I'm talking about ease of getting into the thing, because there could be stairs or something. I mean, you don't know.
I have my Unseen Servant walk.
Okay.
Does he make it to this safely?
You have a lot of athletics, right?
Well, my idea was I was going to carry you and throw you up to grab it.
Oh yeah.
Well, how far is this up?
17 and a half feet.
17 and a half feet.
I mean, because if I rage, I have advantage on strength checks, and I could.
Well,
just
you
chop
let
up
me.
there.
You let me. He's a match
That'd be
force.
easy.
Yeah.
So I'll have him go up here.
Okay.
Actually, I'll have him go back to me. Have him grab a rope.
Okay.
Go back up here,
Okay.
and then be an anchor for me.
Okay.
Just like last time in the pit.
He has no weight. We discussed this. He has to have weight.
You let me do that.
I know. He has to have weight. We decided after that the only way that it works is if he has weight.
But he can carry something.
That will give him weight.
Okay. I give him the Raz sword.
Okay.
I have him bring it up there.
Okay.
I have him tie a knot around the sword.
The unseen servant is just flying through the air to the top of the thing.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
can just fly.
Yeah, he's just a mass. He's not an actual person.
Okay.
It's like a poltergeist. He can you just see it happening in front of
Okay.
you.
All right.
And then just.
All right. So then you get in the water, right?
Yeah.
All right. Where's the rest of the party?
We're here trying to figure out what to do.
So Roz is Aldesh just over in the water room by himself
I
at
think
this
so.
moment? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Do you guys trust me to do this? I think I got this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, I'm gonna.
Oh, what is the unseen servant see here? On this.
It's basically a platform in the air with a box.
A platform in the air with a box on it. Okay.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna go. I mean, that is your turn, right? Or what?
So as he moves, and this is just because it's movement based. As you move into the water, you get halfway through the room. You want to move your guy back. You get halfway through the room, and the selector appears on the top of the platform.
Yeah, mother.
And he stands up there, 17 and a half feet above the water, looking down at Roz, who's up to his shoulders in water. What is the rest of the party gonna do?
I mean, are we
When
aware
they
of
come
it?
right
If we
behind,
can't see him there?
He hasn't said anything yet, so no.
Raz, but not like.
I mean, I was actually gonna. Oh, sorry.
What's that?
I mean,
I was standing like the doorway behind Raz, like leading into that room, but I don't want to get in the water because I'm not a good swimmer. So I'm gonna stand on the edge. Moral support and spells.
Oh god, he's even uglier in person. Oh Jesus, he's wiggling. This is the Razor who's next to him.
Does he say anything or?
He's not saying anything. He's not speaking. He's kind of just like almost hovering over, right above the.
I'm gonna.
I was gonna go into that room.
You want to go in that room?
I mean, I wasn't aware of anything that happened in there, so.
Well, we could see everything.
Good god, did your
He said
mom
we
have
could
sex
see
with a
that.
squid?
Nah.
I mean, I hear him yelling. So
Yeah, I mean, you can assume that even though the rooms are quite large, you can hear everybody like yelling or talking.
I'm gonna.
Well, like, what I'm saying is, like, I'm assuming that time passed in the whole process of everything that just happened.
Yeah.
So, like, I
In
mean,
which,
obviously he was talking the whole time.
what
so
he
like,
was doing, you were going that
Right,
way.
that was
Okay.
my
Okay.
idea.
Alright,
Is
so
it
you're
hard
that
for
way.
you to find a date with a mouth like that?
I'm gonna. I can see him right from.
Yeah, you can see him from there. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw a javelin at him.
Okay. Wait, is it technically? So no, it's gonna be Gorham's turn to act. Not yet. Next, then you.
Oh. Okay.
Why the red cloak?
So Aldash is halfway through the room. Raz, his sword is up, anchored to the top of the platform. Gorram, what would you like to do?
With his heavy armor and him being a dwarf that doesn't swim well, he is not getting in the water.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd like to hold my action.
Okay. And then Akalius.
I'm gonna throw a javelin at him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Six.
6.
No. 5.
So you throw the javelin and he catches it midair, and then just kind of focuses on it for a second, and it just explodes into a million pieces.
Oh wow, you're so cool.
Extra attack. I'm gonna throw another javelin.
Okay.
In the friggin' face, Akalius.
15.
15.
Oh god, you suck.
He throw it again. He catches that one as well. This one he kind of just like
You can hit me with a
tosses to the
javelin.
side.
I don't want to waste my rage yet, so. I'm just gonna-
The distance.
I guess since. Fuck. I don't know, because I feel like our spells aren't working. He's not saying anything that we need to engage.
No one's
him.
cast a spell on him yet.
I mean, I want to cast a spell.
I know,
on him,
but like,
I have 25 javelins.
I feel
so-
like we need to talk with him. Or like, because he acted like this was going to be our two down here. He could easily defeat us or, make us have to stand still and not be able to do anything. So why is he here now?
You have all the charisma. Ask him.
Come on, distance and salt him to death.
Second damage.
Hit him with your new arcane
To
talents.
handle
You
this.
nerd.
I mean, you could just ask him.
Yeah, but I want to do things in such a way.
Like, ask him.
In what a way? This away? That away?
I don't just want to be like, dude, what the fuck you doing here? Like, thought you were gone. Because I feel like that's a dumb question. Okay, I'm gonna ask him. With persuasion, if he will hand me toss down what's in the box, so that we don't have to climb up there.
Okay.
Alright.
He's not gonna give you that box distant. That was so stupid. Why'd you waste your action like that? They're like the roster is just like,
Linking.
Natural 20.
Oh my god, yes!
Nice.
I also have a +9 on persuasion,
It's a
so I
29.
got a 29.
Okay. Oh my god.
I think he wins.
What does he do?
The selector looks extremely confused. You see his tentacles just kind of like twirling, and he's just like looks at you, stares at you, and just kind of like doesn't have an answer. He just kind of like shrugs and then reaches down and grabs the box and like Brett Favre hucks it right at you.
Can I grab it?
No, it's going distance.
I mean, I have better athletics. I'll intercept it.
Distance, you just caught the box.
But I'll intercept it.
Okay, I got the box, and I don't think I have anything.
What the hell is that? That's some bullshit.
The Mind Flayer is extremely confused at what he just did.
He got mind flayed.
He just kind of is kind of like hovering up there, and he almost like you can see like him. He's blushing. He's like embarrassed. You can see his like his bluish red or his bluish green like oily skin just kind of like getting a rosy tint. He just is not really sure what he just happened. Just Var'Gul is not going to be happy
If
about
I
that
have any
one.
movement, but if I do, I would like to break line of sight by stepping out of the doorway. If not, then
Yeah, you do. You still have movement. You can move out.
You have a move this turn.
Yeah.
alright, then yeah, just let me take like 1 or 2 steps backwards just to break line of sight from him out the door.
Why don't you just open the box and then put the stone in the table?
Yeah.
Raz looks at him and is like, "Hey,
I want unlimited power.
All right. So are you opening the box?
Yeah, I'll open the box.
Okay. You open the small box and a dark mantle. No, I'm just kidding. You open the box and you see a giant emerald.
oh no."
Pockets it.
It's about 6 inches long.
box is empty.
It's kind of sharp. It's definitely been chiseled, but it's gorgeous to look at.
Put it in the hole distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the hole.
Okay. Distance moves to the table and kind of sets the emerald down into
Oh god, prepare for anything,
the
boys.
shape that it looks like, and you hear a mechanical like clink, and it kind of gets locked in place. At the same time, the platform that the selector is standing on lowers itself into the water, and he's level with the water. What are you doing?
Oh, I was sneaking away.
So the selector is on a level playing field with you, and the one gemstone is locked into the table.
Cool.
Boddynock, it's your action.
I would like to stealth,
Okay.
and I'd like to
Bro, you're quick. You get out.
I'd like to go to the edge of that doorway there and
The ultimate heist.
peer in,
Okay.
see what I see.
All right. So you're stealthed. You look in. You see 6 giant statues of Sphinx. Huge wings, kind of like pointing forward, and in between each of their wings is like this bluish hue, almost like a haze, that seems to be beaming across the room from one to the other. At the end of the room, you see 2 more, but they're facing you, and in between is a giant, like ornate golden chest.
What are these?
Those are 2 more Sphinx facing this way.
And then you said there's light going from here to here.
Yeah, like a bluish like hue.
How high is the light?
It's a band from like the bottom of the statue to the tip of their wings.
How high are the statues? Is what I'm saying.
Like 9 feet tall.
Okay.
I would like to stealthily creep into the room.
Okay. How far are you going?
I'd like to get to right before, like, the first set of statues.
Okay.
And I would like to kind of like, I like to roll perception to see if
Okay.
I can see anything within the blue haze.
Okay, go ahead.
Also, any potentially any traps or anything like that. Wait, why did I do that? 13.
Okay. You don't notice any magic or traps or anything like that you can see, like anything inside the haze. Not any magic. You definitely can see like some sort of like astral blue, like not an entity, but kind of just like a blue haze, almost as if you would reach out, you would feel it in front of you. You don't see any traps or anything potentially dangerous at the moment, though.
Okay. I'd like to creep a little bit further into the room, staying stealthy.
Or did you pass the? Have you entered the blue haze yet?
I mean, I assume.
Okay. As soon as you touch the blue haze, you notice that the Sphinx's eyes seem to all look at you, almost as if you have come out of stealth. As you could tell before that you were probably hidden from anything that would have been able to see you, but as soon as you touch the blue haze, you are basically, you feel naked.
Do I notice this?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to step back.
Okay.
Out of the blue haze. Do their eyes avert again?
Yes.
Okay. What I would like to do then is, since I'm still on movement, I would like to re-stealth.
Okay.
And I'd like to move actually toward the wall prior to these statues.
Okay.
And I assume that's the last of my movement.
Yes.
So I'm going to stay there.
Okay. Gorram, where are you located? Are you near the doorway, or are you still back on the platform?
That's a good question because I have no idea where I'm at.
Okay, so whenever
I'm
you
guessing
first,
I'm on the platform because I haven't moved yet.
yeah, whenever you first came up into the room, you were on the platform. So unless your character has decided to move from there, you're still standing on there.
Okay.
I mean, but you could have. What I'm saying is you could have moved. Like everybody else was kind of like milling around the room, so you could have moved if you wanted.
Oh, that's fine. I'll stay there because I'm not really sure what is happening. So, what is the worm face guy doing? What's he doing? He's crossing the water.
Yeah, no, he's standing on the platform in the water room. He's about 25 feet from Roz.
Okay.
But he's just kind of hovering. He was hovering. So at the same time as what was happening with Distance putting the gem into the table, Boddynock was doing his action in the other room. So that was happening simultaneously.
I would like to cast Sacred Flame at Wormhead.
Well, it wasn't your turn. It wasn't your turn to act. I was just asking if you had moved yet.
Okay.
That's all.
No, I haven't moved.
Okay, so you're still on the platform.
Yes.
I need so. Alright. So Ross is there, and Akalius, you're in the doorway as well, right?
I mean, I guess I kind of moved out of the way. I threw the javelin and then moved, but I mean, technically.
No, you're in the doorway. Okay. The Mind Flayer seems obviously embarrassed and hurt by the fact that the small tiefling creature caused him to give away one of the gemstones just by simply asking for it. He's quite embarrassed. The two of you feel this surge of pain in your head. Almost as if a major headache. Your head feels like it's splitting open and splitting in two. I need you to roll a DC intelligence save.
Well, I'm fucked. That's you too.
Oh, I thought you said distance.
No.
No,
Oh,
he says mad at distance.
21.
11.
Okay.
I have negative intelligence, so
Damn.
get wrecked. Hashtag barbarian.
That stupid dwarf.
Feels barbarian now.
Alright, 1 second. Alright. The pain continues to surge in Akalius and in Desh, and Desh is able to shrug it off. Luke, are you right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Sorry.
And Akalius, unable to kind of shrug it off, grabs each side of his head, feeling this surge of a headache. His skull splitting in half. Takes 25 psychic damage
Jesus.
from the Mind Flayer, and is stunned
Jesus.
in place. You are able to roll that save again at the end of your next turn
For what?
to get out of the stun.
Does he take damage again?
No. It's Roz, it's your turn to act.
So I held my action last turn, not my whole turn.
Wait, what does holding your action do for you?
It just
That's
means that
my
you
mistake.
defer it until the end of the round.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right. Well, then sorry. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought that was like that was your turn. No, that's my fault. So you can go ahead and cast before Ross.
Yeah, I'd like to cast Sacred Flame at the guy that's doing.
Are you moving up to the edge of the water to do that?
No, I'm not. It has a 60-foot range, so
You're
he's
you're
close
out.
enough.
No, you're out of range.
It's 10-foot squares.
Yeah, 10-foot squares. You'd have to be right at the edge of the room.
Okay, then I would like to cast Guiding Bolt, which is at 120 feet.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, and I'll cast that at first level just to see what happens.
Okay.
That is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And that is 46.
Nice.
12.
12 damage total.
Yes, 12 damage.
Okay. Okay. What does that look like? The guiding bolt.
I guess it looks like radiant energy. Well, for Gorram, I guess it looks like sparks or a molten
Turns into
ray
a
of
ram.
fire, metal stuff.
Okay. So as it showers around the selector, you can tell that it definitely he winces at some damage from it, but shrugs it off pretty easily.
Okay. And then I would like to move out of line of sight, either to my left or right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Perfect.
Also, if anyone attacks him, they get advantage on the first attack against him from Guiding Bolt. That's what it does.
Nice.
So
Yes, thank you for mentioning that.
Oh yeah.
so if anyone attacks him within this next round.
Also, you get an extra of 2d10 damage on any hit against.
Oh
him.
man, that's
the
a
guiding
D10
bolt.
damage. It's
Yeah.
weird.
That's odd.
It's
That's so
it's
weird.
just how it works.
Yeah.
You get a 1d100.
It's so weird. Roz,
It's fries.
It's your acting.
I'll get on the platform.
How much movement do you have?
30.
But you're in deep water, so it's pretty much.
I'll use my bonus action and cast Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to dash
Okay.
as well, so I can get on here.
Okay. So you're on the plate with him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll use Action Surge,
Okay.
and I will attack 4 times with advantage.
Okay. Wait, why is everyone advantage?
It's because it's a single attack action.
Yeah, it's the first
Because-
attack against them, so it's the attack action, so you'd still get advantage on the
The-
attacks.
The first attack?
The first set of
It's
attacks.
like it's just attack. So once my turn ends, if Kaylee's attacks, it's not advantage. It's whoever attacks next
Is
gets
it the
advantage.
first attack?
What does it say?
First attack or first attacks? Because first
Oh,
attack is
Gorram,
one.
you're Gorram, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. The next attack roll
Yeah.
has
one.
advantage.
Just
Just one.
That's okay. So you're gonna attack 4 times, 1 with advantage.
Yeah, go get those crits again.
No.
Oh my god.
Hey! He rolls the natty 20.
23,
Hits?
13,
Does not.
and 26.
Hits.
So the first one doubled the damage.
So first one is
And what, you're just attacking with Roz?
no lightning sword. Roz is in the.
Oh,
is in
okay.
the
Roz is on the thing, yeah. So you have your lightning sword. Wait, what? Roz is their lightning sword.
No, I have 2 swords. I have my regular lightning sword, and I have the Roz sword.
Because he picked up the raw sword.
I picked up. the
Oh,
Roz
right,
sword.
yeah, you're right.
All right, so first one's 20,
Okay.
and then 16, so 36, and then 9, so 45 damage.
Nice.
Lightning.
So you want to describe that? Some slash and slash.
Well, it's kind of anticlimactic as I just kind of sludge through the water, and then I kind of get up on the platform and I'm like heavy breathing, and then I go in for like a heroic multitude of strikes, but obviously I miss one, and but I still try to make it heroic, so I'm just going for my usual heroic lightning Lightning a blade of Russian humber!
I'll give you an applause.
He went up there and he got him, he did.
He really got me up when it was on the head, he did.
He caught up over there all wet and he hit him with the blade.
The selector reels from the flurry of blows that Desh throws his way, stumbling backwards, and then disappears from in front of you.
He's a comedian, he is.
He's a fucking riot, he is.
He's just a funny guy, he is.
If he's gone, does that mean I'm not stunned anymore?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
I pick up broadsword.
Okay.
Good work.
I almost had him.
So initiative, as far as who's next to attack, will stick. It will be Gorham's turn next, but everybody is now back to free movement.
Alright, so I have an idea.
Are you telling me I wasn't free?
You ain't ever free.
Alright, so I have
I'm
an
in
idea.
America.
Ben,
This ain't America.
I have an idea, Ben. I'm gonna go to Ben's room after he talked about these things, and I'm gonna just attack the skeleton or the statue. Because if I could break the statue, the thing would disappear.
I mean, you don't know what the haze does, though. I mean, it just has him look at you.
Well, they fixated on him, so that's not a good thing. You should probably just get rid of the
I was
statue.
planning on hippity hopping on top of him.
I could throw you, but if I could break one, I mean, I could try to
We'll
break
try
it.
breaking
Can I walk back to the thing?
Hold on.
Oh, is there anything around here I need?
You guys already got the gem because
My unseen servant was just cowering in fear.
What's up?
My unseen servant's just cowering in fear.
So I'm going to attempt. I'm just
What are you
going.
doing?
I'm gonna attack the statue. See
Okay.
what happens.
All right, go ahead.
I just want you to know I don't approve of this.
Oh well. It's worth a shot.
Working together.
Go.
Gorram, what are you in distance doing?
You like rolling those, don't you?
Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Best case scenario, it
Are
works.
those stairs?
What's that?
Are those stairs towards the camera?
Yes, that's one room that you can see is definitely a staircase.
I would like to go towards that room
Okay.
and take a peek into
Okay.
it.
This
You
one?
know, I just realized I was adding the wrong modifier to my javelin.
No,
the
this
entire
one
time.
upstairs.
The other one.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
I should have hit with all of my javelins. I just realized.
Why?
Because I was only adding +3 and not +6.
For
My javelins, because I'm an idiot. The last time I was trying to throw them at him.
I mean, you only rolled a what anyways? Like a
Well, the first one would have hit, but the other one was like a 15, so it would have been an 18. So,
Oh,
well,
gotcha.
whatever. Alright, I'm gonna attack the statue and see what happens.
go ahead.
18.
You smack it with your sword and it just dings off of it.
Alright,
Not even a crack.
I have another idea.
He's
Hold on.
just a big old sphinx, he is.
Can I try something before you guys go? It's not going to do anything detrimental. Can I see if unseen servant will walk through without their eyes looking at him?
Go ahead.
Don't ruin my
So
fun.
it gets there as soon as it touches the blue haze, it disappears.
The haze or the unseen servant?
No, the servant.
Ben, do you want to try the old
They don't even
toss-a-roo?
they don't even look at him. It just disappears.
Why?
That's a good question.
Can you tell me why? Then?
That's for you to find out. It disappears.
Is it? So does the wall go up to the ceiling, or is it
Pretty much.
I order it to come back to me.
It's gone.
It's dead?
Yeah.
Did you roll damage?
No.
Why'd he die?
Alright. Well, I don't think you can hippity hop over them because it reaches the ceiling. So
Their
I can't-
their wingtips are pretty much to the arches of the
I
ceiling.
can't.
So
Okay,
they-
but like their
Um,
head is still below the wingtips, right?
no.
You said 9 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
No, well, okay, so picture the room. The room is about so the walls are about 9 feet. Their statues are pretty much up to where the walls go straight, and then it domes.
Mhm.
And at the top of the statues where their heads are, the dome of the ceiling starts, and the wings of the arch tips
So
of the
he can't
pieces-
slip through like behind the head?
From what I'm seeing though, there's little gaps.
Okay. It's great. But I'm describing it to you.
I understand.
Oh, how tall are you?
I'm only 3'2".
Yeah, there's not enough room to slip through.
What about behind them?
No, they're pretty much up against the wall.
What if you put Gorram's shield on his back like a turtle and crawled?
I mean, we don't even know what happened until we walked through it. We haven't even tried to walk through
He
it.
tried to walk
What
through.
if
I mean, they looked at him, but it didn't do anything.
It's true.
I think it senses shit. whatever enters the field is going to be sensed.
All right.
I throw a pebble.
Okay. You throw it through and nothing
Maybe
happens. It
there's
hits
a
the ground.
clue to this room in one of the other rooms, and we just need to go somewhere else first before we bash our heads against this.
All right. You want to go to a different room distance?
I like the
the
fact
water
that
room was super duper easy. So, maybe another
I put my sword in the light.
which one?
In the light.
Which sword?
The raw sword.
The rod sword. It hurts him.
It hurts him.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it's burning him.
I hand it to Akalius. You want to try?
No.
You
Just
want to
throw
try?
the sword through.
What?
You want to try causing pain among Raz?
Anybody want to hurt Rod? Now's
Do you
now's
warn
your
me
time.
one chance? This is your time.
Now's
Do you
your time
want it to hurt
Rod.
me, Kevin? Alright.
Is there? Where's the haze coming from? You said a giant
In,
crystal.
in between the wings of the.
Is there a crystal or anything?
It's just kind of just emanating from the sphinx.
So are we counting diagonal as 10 feet?
Yes.
I mean, technically, we can move as much as we want. We're not in combat.
Was I able to see into that room at all?
Yeah, so Gorram, you're standing at what looks like a giant staircase that's just winding up and up and up and up. And on all sides of the staircase, there's no railing, and it looks like the room falls down into
Potentially far enough.
into an infinite abyss.
Dash.
Everything around the sides
So
of
do
the
I.
stairs
What I'm saying
is
is I
just
can dash
darkness.
with you.
Okay, fuck that. I'm not going in there. Nope.
I can dash with you.
Alright,
and
we
you can
got the
dash with
other
me.
room, so I guess we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
make
go.
that
I'm gonna go out this way. I'm just gonna go distance, and we'll go to this room.
Okay.
Well, what do we see in this room?
I might honestly though have the movement to just jump in, jump out.
Well, no, because we can see that obviously this thing is before the these lights, right?
Huh?
That the chest is after the lights,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm saying is that like I can dash. I'm just doing this as a.
Yeah.
I can dash here with you, then you dash off me, and then I can move back, and then we'll just reset. I dash, you dash, go back.
Well, what I'm saying is, if I dash, I still get my actual movement, and then I can dash. So like I get 90 movement.
I mean, again, we're not in combat, so you can move as much as you want.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean that
That's
doesn't even matter to me.
Okay.
Um,
Your movement distance means nothing.
Uh,
Like I could let you walk for an hour if you wanted, but it doesn't.
I put my arm in the blue haze.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. I walk closer into the blue haze.
Okay. Like your whole body.
Yes.
And you step your whole body into it, and your Roz cries out in pain.
Roz does.
Roz does.
I see some kind of magical.
And your your other sword diffuses.
What do you mean diffuses?
The lightning, and like the lightning emanating from it goes out.
I keep walking.
Same thing.
We keep walking.
As you pass the last blue haze, the selector appears in front of you.
Does the light disappear?
No, he's now standing right in front of you.
Okay, well I thought maybe because Roz and I were separate that it was doing something.
No, it's like a magical. It like stops magic because literally that's what it does. It makes the most sense. It killed your thing. It cut out your magic when it went through. So obviously it's like a de-spell magic field.
Damn, I thought it was like it actually did damage.
Gorram,
Yes.
you're standing. I know you didn't want to go into the stairs, but you're standing at that doorway, so it's your
Shit,
turn
that's
to
why
move and
it
act.
disappeared.
I'd like to go over to the other room to my left. And
With us.
somebody's standing over there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, what we could
You don't use
potentially.
magic. You don't use magic.
I mean, what we could
What is
potentially
in this
do.
room? I missed it.
We haven't described this one yet.
Before
Oh,
you
okay.
describe, I'm thinking if he's here, he can't also be there.
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, he would have to pick.
I can hold him here for a while.
So then we can.
You want to try that Boddynock? Since you got the best agility?
I mean, I could.
I mean, it still doesn't matter.
I can try. I can hold him here for the time being, even if I got to use all my shields.
All right. So what do we see in this room? I guess.
So as the three of you are peering into this giant room in front of you, you see what looks like a huge throne room. There's a wide carpet run from one corner all the way to the edge of the room, and on all sides, you see statues.
What do they look like?
Each one has a initial in it, and it represents a different thing, and they're all creatures.
So is that a gargoyle, I'm assuming?
On your immediate left is a statue of a gargoyle, then a statue of a statue of a giant dragon, a huge dark mantle, and then on the other side you see a giant yeti, a minotaur, a white skeleton, a small goblin, and a skeleton.
Alright, I don't like this room.
At the end of the room, on the top, you see a giant throne and chair.
I don't
With-
like that.
with pillars.
Looks like everything we fought before.
I don't know. I don't like that.
I think we should do that room last.
I'm having an epic battle with the selector right now. Is there like thinking
I mean,
about
we could
what-
try
You guys are
this.
grappling.
We could try the room with that Gorram left, and we can all go together. Because
Since I now have ranged spells, I would like to see if I can help out Raz while you guys check out the
so
staircase room.
so
No,
this-
distance. Keep figuring it out. Like you guys, like if I can keep the selector busy, you guys can check out the other rooms.
and all
They don't.
these walls of whatever from these sphinx stop spells, so I can almost guarantee.
Yeah,
these
if you
spells
cast
will
a spell through it, it's not going to hit him.
So
Okay.
alright, so I'm gonna take our band of bungalows to this one. Do you want to come with us, Dave?
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't look like
Oh,
fun.
you're going up those stairs?
I mean, it's a lot better than going in that room with what could be or could not be lots of things to fight, and I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, we can have Distance go there by himself.
We'll get Boddynock
Okay,
too.
let's
Keep
not
in
much
mind,
idea.
keep in mind you have Roderick and
Falling into the
Rebecca
abyss
and
over
Jimmy
there.
cowering in the corner.
Yeah,
But
that's
he
where
will
they belong.
reluctantly go along with you guys.
Okay.
Alright, so what do we see in this room? You said it was a staircase that goes up, and then you said it just falls into nothing.
Everywhere. So this staircase, you just see it just goes up and up and up. You can't even see the top. You just see it winding up and up and up. You see giant platforms all the way around the side of the room that just the bottoms of the platforms in stone just fall all the way down, and everything around all of these platforms and stairs is just black. It's nothingness.
Wait, so inside here is black,
No, everywhere around.
Everywhere but those.
and this is a pillar.
That's another platform. Yeah.
Alright, I have an idea. What are these two things?
They're platforms, but you can't even see them. That they're so up high towards the top of the stairs.
I have an idea that only I should do because my athletics is really high. Because I'm thinking one of two things. When I get up here and grab whatever I need to grab, either everything's going to fall or something of that nature. It just seems to be a general idea. And then if I grab it, I have good athletics and I can jump back. And I don't want anyone else to die by me trying this.
I mean, my acrobatics is pretty high as well.
I mean, do you want to go together and then Gorram can protect us from the room?
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
Alright,
start heading up.
let's do that.
So
I guess.
distance, Akalius is moving in. Gorm, you're right at the doorway.
Yeah, I'll sit there.
He's our guardian angel.
As soon as you step onto the stairs and start your way up, on your immediate left and on your immediate right, two conscripts kind of appear out of from behind their platforms. Let me get. Hold on. Let me get some of them back up there. Give you some idea.
So the
Piss off, ghost!
did the platforms like recede to like a room or something, or is it just?
Where? You
Like-
mean up on top? No.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. There's kind of like blackness behind.
Okay, so
They've been waiting there for years for someone to walk on this staircase.
Mm-hmm. Okay, second.
It's quite looking busy.
And they're also rolling into your current initiatives, just so you know. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. You're in front, right, Akalius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to handle the guy on the right? I'll handle the guy on the left. Because I can't reach the guy on the right at all.
Sure. What's my distance from him?
I mean, you can't. I mean, it's a giant hole. So I mean, it's like 30 feet away, and he's on a platform. I just can't. I mean, the other guy I can get to, but this guy I can't touch.
I mean, you can't like javelin him.
I mean, I can, but I'd rather get to the guy that I can actually hit with my hard hitting stuff.
You can't melee him.
I mean, I can jump to him. I mean, it's like a 5 foot gap.
No,
between
it's
there.
10. From this, keep in mind this is big enough so that you can see what you're on. He's technically from this square to that square.
I mean,
So
I
it's
can
about
still
10. It's about 10 feet.
I can still jump 10 feet. It's easy. Because what was it? It's if you move your movement, you can double your jump or your walking distance or
Well, I
something.
mean, even just a broad jump, you use your strength score
Yeah,
for
my
the
athletics.
distance.
Yeah. So.
Well, no, like your actual strength score.
Oh, okay.
So you can broad jump your strength score.
That was 17 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I can definitely do that then. All right. So, who's first or?
As you step up onto them, and they kind of emerge. Two arrows fly towards you. One goes over Akalius' head. One strikes distance, kind of in the chest for 3 piercing damage.
3 piercing damage. I'm gonna immediately react and cast Hellish Rebuke on him.
Okay. That came from this
Hellish
one.
Rebuke is a Dex saving throw of 14.
A dex save.
Yeah.
He did not pass.
Okay, and he's going.
To get one shot.
Get it in the ass.
So, okay, that's 3d10 fire damage.
Hey.
Y'all.
Yeah, bombs and ties.
What's your modifier for that?
I don't think
Do I
there's
have
one
a
for.
modifier for that?
No, you don't. Not for Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah, I think so. Alright, and throwing hit. There we go. 14 fire damage.
3d10. You got 14.
Damn right.
Hot damn.
Get fucking scared.
Okay. Fire damage rains down out of seemingly nowhere on the first conscript to your right, dealing 14 damage.
Were you surprised or like
It burns his
3d10?
eyebrows off.
Like 3d10 can hit 30, so that's like an average.
He's surprised that it's low.
Yeah.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah. I mean, 3d10. I mean,
3d10 gets a 6.
I got a 2,
Okay.
a 3, and a 9.
Hey.
big oof in the chat. All right, and then it is it's actually your the Akalius' turn.
All right, I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna beef up. My wings come out. My tats come out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at that one and you're fucked. And then I'm gonna run, and then yeet, leap right here next to his ass.
Okay.
Oh, and he killed him in 1 hit.
And then I am going to attack recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
Have you raped?
He did.
I just did, yeah.
He pointed at his shirt.
21.
21 to hit is gonna hit.
Alright, and then I'm going to attack the second time, just see if I hit both. So that was hilarious. And that's a 17, but I'll roll again just in case I get a nat 20. Which I don't get another 17.
Okay. Hit.
So let me roll for damage. This is gonna be fun. So the first attack does. God damn it, I would roll fucking shit. It's 5, 7, 6. 14 on the
Okay.
first attack.
Okay.
And then the second attack.
And that's what kind of that's we said that was
Radiant
radiant.
damage,
Okay.
Then my second attack is gonna do 8, 10, 14 damage again,
So
so
28.
28 damage, yeah.
Okay. It kind of is reeling from you pretty much. Where are you hitting it, in the chest?
Yeah, I
Face?
just swing down and then swing back
Swing
up.
up, swing down,
Just
swing
carving
up.
him like a turkey.
Okay. You definitely hurt. Distance, it's your turn to act.
Easy.
Distance?
Josh?
Hello? You're muted?
What's that?
Your turn to act. Hello?
Okay. Let's see. So the one that shot at me with the arrow, is that the one that
To your right.
was attacking, or was it the
No,
other?
No,
it's
to
the
the
opposite.
right. The one that you
Okay.
hit.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think I want to. The construct, is he like? What is he?
It's a conscript, not a
First of
conscript.
all, conscript. Secondly, it's the undead white, the ones that you fought down in the dungeon. They're what the selector has been turning the citizens
I don't
into.
know why I thought you were saying construct. Okay. So what I want to cast this time is we're gonna do my new spell, Chill Touch. I got cold hands. Don't touch him.
You can't touch
You
him.
can't touch it.
Chill touch is a 80 range spell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Chill
It's
touch?
120 feet.
It's
Oh,
120 feet.
nice. Okay.
So my hands are super cold.
Okay.
And I'm going to touch him.
Inappropriately.
Oh, absolutely.
Just imagine his hand just reaching out, just like.
Alright, so that's
And that's a what?
18 plus 6, so that would be a 24.
It's gonna
Do
hit.
I hit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then Chilling Touch does
2d8
so if I
necrotic.
hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn.
Damn.
And
Nice.
I do 2d8 of damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my 2d8, those out there, and do 12 damage.
Nice. Okay.
So 12 damage, and he has disadvantage against any attacks made on me.
Okay. Awesome. So it starts to feel, chilly inside its robe, and it just feels the inside of its body start eating itself away. Even though it's undead, it's not feeling so hot.
Because he's cold.
See, he gets me. He does. Every time I make a pun, he gets me. Boddynock, speaking of getting me, it's your turn.
Woo! I would like to leave the room I'm in.
Okay.
In stealth and go across the hallway.
Hey
Okay.
guys, I'm going to let the dogs
The
out real quick.
statues?
I will be right back.
Okay.
So, while
Yeah, no
staying
problem.
stealth, I would like to sneak into the room,
Okay.
and I'd like to observe everything that's in there.
Okay. So you're able to see the same thing that the trio that was in there before. There's it's stone statues, or what looks like stone statues. Are you just at the doorway?
Yeah.
Okay. There's stone statues around the entire room. They look very familiar. All things that you, or even if you haven't personally encountered them, they just seem familiar. Except for maybe like, wait, were you there for? Yeah, you've been there for pretty much everything. So everything seems familiar to you.
Okay. What is the actual layout of the room though? Because obviously I see the path and the
This
stairs.
is like a giant rug, and then the on each end right here are these huge pillars that go up to the top of the room. It's another domed room. At the end, at the end, there's a giant almost what looks like a giant king's throne. Just sword spiking up out of it. No, I'm just kidding.
Are the statues like raised off the ground at all?
Yeah,
or-
they're like all up on almost like a. I know that your character wouldn't know this, but it's just the player, like a museum. Like they're like up on pedestals.
Okay.
Absolutely about that. I don't know. It could be a whole mindfuck, but I don't know.
I would like to sneak into the room,
Okay.
and I'd like to just slowly move forward
Mhm.
at such a pace that, like, if anything shifted or anything like that,
You would
I would
notice?
stop and
Okay.
notice.
So as you are like moving through, the room seems to be doing one of those things where, again, your character wouldn't know, but just so for your reference, when you look at a TV and no matter how you move in the TV, the eyes are just kind of
Like the Mona Lisa effect.
Exactly. So no matter where you seem to move, all of the statues just seem to be fixated on you.
Okay.
They're not physically moving per se, but you just get this weird feeling that like no matter where you are in the room, they're just all looking at you.
I get kind of creeped out by that, and I would like to just, as a precaution, I'd like to spend a key point for patient defense.
Okay.
Just to be safe. And I would like to continue kind of moving toward the throne.
You still feel that same like eerie effect. Everything's just kind of looking at you. As you approach like the throne, there's kind of like some stairs that go up towards it. It's a giant it almost seems like it's mostly wooden, but it's like strapped with like leather. There's like some sort of leather working around all of the rails of the seat. It kind of looks comfy, to be honest with you. It looks like it would probably be a nice seat to sit in. You can't really see anything per se that needs to be, that would need to be removed or investigated or anything like that right now.
I'm at the stairs though.
Pretty much, like you're pretty much right at the edge of the.
I would like to roll perception on the steps themselves to see if I can see maybe any sort of trick plates or anything like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why do I keep doing that? Actually, can I?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. 9.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really notice anything. It just looks like they're just stone steps. The carpet kind of like is folding up over top of them, going up.
There's no like stone or anything that is in there?
Stone?
Like that would be.
Oh yeah, no, you can't see anything like that.
I wonder if it's in the.
Probably have to sit on the throne.
I would like to walk up the stairs
Okay.
to the throne.
Okay. So you stand in front of the throne. You're just able to kind of check out like the ornate like the woodworking of the seat. Again, it's kind of it's wooden with leather strappings. There's kind of like carvings in the top of it, but nothing of significance. You're just like kind of observing it. Again, you just feel kind of all of the eyes of the statues just seem to be beating into the back of your head.
Okay. There's nothing in the seat, like in the throne, like sitting there, no box or anything.
Nope.
I'd like to just look behind it as well. Do I see anything behind it?
Dark mantle, no, I'm kidding. There's nothing behind the throne.
I'd like to sit on the throne.
Okay.
King of the castle, king of the castle.
As you sit on the throne, nothing happens. You're kind of just sitting there looking around. There's nothing.
You feel good.
I'd like to pull Sasha out of my robe and let her kind of like lay down on my lap.
Okay.
And so nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
I'll just chill on the throne.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that ends your
Oh,
turn?
don't forget to drink.
I'd like to pull out my flask.
Okay.
And I'd like
I was
to.
gonna say, how are you not drinking on the throne? That's like the ultimate Boddynock move.
I would like to pop the top, and I'd like to take some swigs and just sit there and relax.
That's Sasha. Dr. Evilett.
Yep.
That is that end your turn? You're
That
just
is my
chilling?
turn.
Okay. Back to in other news.
Another news.
While we were away, back in the Sphinx room, the Selector has appeared in front of Desh. Kind of surprising him, obviously, because he just kind of appeared in front of him. He immediately floats straight towards you, kind of grappling you with his tentacles, kind of wrapping you up.
It's like your favorite kind of shows you watch.
It's called hentai.
Alright, I'm back.
You just came back in time for the hentai
Appreciate
one.
if you use it.
Who are you?
Its proper name. An SFW.
That's such a big.
The tentacles start to wrap around your arms, kind of snaking around your arms. One gets around your neck and starts to squeeze. I need you to roll an intelligence save for me.
Intelligence save. 12.
12.
In my world of being a dumb idiot.
The tentacles start to wrap around your throat, and he's looking directly in your eyes. This glowing eyes just staring right at you. You feel your breath start to be constricted by the grasping tentacles. You're going to take 20 psychic damage, and you're stunned. You're in his grasp.
And I'm stunned.
You're stunned.
In his grasp.
In his grasp.
And I can take it at the end of my turn.
You can re-roll your save at the end of your turn, yes. But you take 20 psychic damage from that tentacle.
I'm unconscious.
You are unconscious?
I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious in the Mind Flayer's grasp.
Well, shit.
You're in a different room than everybody, aren't you?
Yeah, can we even get in?
I thought I was going
We don't
for
know
him.
what's happening.
It was nice knowing you. Because I can't get him.
I thought I was going before him.
The only person that can get him is Boddynock in his turn because he's not in combat technically yet, so.
I don't know what's going on. Boddynock having this time of his life.
Boddynock is sitting on
The shitty thing is, from what we can tell, is no spell can go through this, so you're going to have to get in there.
Get in there good, scrape.
The Mind Flayer is completely engrossed in Desh.
It's not that gross. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not that gross.
His tentacles wrapping around his face.
This is Lucius heaven.
Having the physical life choked out of him.
Oh, jeez, it's really his thing.
Yeah, damn, we really get into it.
He's a wreck right now.
Just
He's like Roderick.
I'm just imagining like getting like kissed on by like Davy Jones right now.
It would be so. This is me out of DM. It's technically your turn to act because that ends his turn.
Mm-hmm.
But all you can do is a death save, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't like roll to get out of the stun.
Can I roll death saves when I'm stunned?
Well, the stun ends because you're unconscious.
Oh, okay.
So you have to roll
Yeah,
that
so I have to
save.
roll
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Pretty much anything that happens.
So go ahead.
Natural 20.
You come back with 1 HP.
Damn. This man wanted to die. Did you see that? He was actually happy. He was about to get his mind blown out. And he comes back with a natural 20.
I mean, you have 1 HP though. If he hits you, you're fucked anyway. So.
So do I still make a move or no?
No,
that ends your turn.
Am I still getting grappled?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, you're still technically in his tentacles.
You're having some good time right now, though.
I'm literally edging right now in euphoria.
Oh, the selector! You're not a bad man after all.
The Mind Flayer immediately is grossed out.
It disappears.
I can't get it out.
What is happening?
His butthole won't let me go!
He has HIV.
Gorram, it's your turn to act.
Okay. I'm assuming the only thing I can see is the what's going on in the room in front of me. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, you can see in front of you. Akalius is up on the platform with the one conscript. To your right, there is another conscript that looks injured but is firing arrows at distance.
All right. I'd like to cast a guiding bolt at the conscript who is shooting arrows.
Okay.
Let's see. That is a 14 to hit.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
All right.
White's armor.
And that was at first level, so that's 46.
I thought you said he took 46. I was like, wait, what the fuck?
19 damage.
Ooh. How would you like that guiding bolt?
Hey!
Hey!
I would like the so it's just like a I don't want to say ray of sparks. Just it's radiant energy, bolt of radiant energy that just it shoots him, hits him in the chest and goes right through him, and it burns right through him.
Give him that hot penetration.
Okay.
Literally.
He starts to feel he was cold from distance's chill touch, and now he just starts to feel this immense burning.
So
and he just
this guy first got burned by Hellish Rebuke, then frozen, and now he's getting blasted with the radiant energy. This guy's just not having a good go.
from inside him, he just feels a well of bright energy and just explodes outwardly in a blast of light and is dead.
Oh, he did.
We're blasting off again!
Does that end your turn?
Team Rocket.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, go back to Boddynock. He's just getting mauled by these men.
Every single one who came to life.
You just see the skeleton of him and Sasha just still sitting on the
All you hear is just flasks shattering beneath their feet.
You're actually like in the position of drinking, but it's just like going.
Sasha hitting your corpse to stay alive.
He actually takes over Sasha, and Sasha is using his skeleton as bone armor, and it's still a monk.
That would be kind of neat.
You could be a badger, dude.
She's wearing your skull as a helmet.
Would Jiminy still get to live on Sasha's head now?
He's actually in the eyeballs like a parasite.
The
Poor Jiminy, he
Or
don't
actually-
deserve that.
Like when you headbutt someone, he goes and just pokes out back.
like a clock.
the white that you're engaged with, Akalius, reacting to all the damage, kind of enrages and kind of just goes berserk on you, swinging his long sword twice back at you. Both attacks are going to hit, and you're raged, right? Yeah. So it would be 31, but it's halved. So you're just going to take 16 slashing damage from the white that's in front of you.
This is fine.
Everything's burning.
Everything's fine.
That ends his turn, and it is your turn to act.
Alright, boy, I'll show you how to fucking do it.
Wait,
what?
were you Australian?
Yes.
I'll show you how to fucking do this.
I'm gonna get real pissed.
Okay.
Fucking
My
drug.
radiant energy is gonna burn brighter than anyone's ever seen it, lighting up the entire room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to
You see a dark man along the wall.
I'm gonna attack again recklessly.
He wants your penis.
Oh, good thing I have attack recklessly.
You sucky sucky.
That's 24.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
I dark mantle you long time.
Second attack.
I dark man, so you long time, sir.
And that's a 19.
That also is gonna hit.
Uzi? He's over here swinging swords and such.
He's swinging swords and doing the pip cheerio
Doesn't
and
even
whatnot.
understand what he's up to.
He's up to no good.
25 on the
He's
first
still
attack.
here killing innocent people.
Okay.
And then the second attack.
25 damage.
Yeah.
Not his fault. He
Okay.
gone and done been turned into a white.
Killing all these citizens. Sad.
He's turning into a white and whatnot.
Now he's over here
second
getting killed for
attack
something he ain't even
does-
done.
He's turning into one of them fits if I never
14
seen
damage.
14. Okay, so you did a total of 39.
Yeah.
All right. How would you like to obliterate said white in front of you?
So as he attacks me, the rage intensifies. I light up the room, and I just kind of look at him and grin as blood kind of drips down my face, and I just fucking go low. I cut both of his legs off, and as before he falls, I spin and cut up and just cut his head straight off,
Oh shit!
and then he just falls into 4 different pieces.
And then falls. He kind of like takes the legs out, falls kind of down. You pop his head up, and then the body just kind of and falls off the edge of the platform, and you just hear.
I like it.
He'll be alright.
And then I'm going to use my movement. I'm just gonna fucking Hulk
Jump back over.
No, I'm gonna jump onto this one.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
That's right about your movement speed. So you want to roll, not your movement speed, but your jump. 'Cause this is about maybe about 15 to 17 feet. So it's right about your jump.
What am I rolling for? Athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Good thing I have advantage while raging. That would have been hilarious. Nope, I rolled 2 natural ones. I don't know how that's possible.
Damn!
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Shit.
Sometimes you just roll 2 natural ones, so
Um.
I've never seen that happen. So
Well.
sometimes you win some, you lose some. I guess I don't.
Oh my
I
god.
never in a million years would have expected that to happen.
Akalius just
Jack,
died.
you know what has to happen.
Akalius just died. He's
Um.
gonna fall into a chasm, he is.
Did you just roll 2 ones?
Yeah!
Um.
Wow.
It's true. I see it.
Turns out there's only like 6
Alright.
feet below
The
us.
only
Literally
the
died.
only reason you're not dead is because the distance is just at your movement speed, but you are now hanging onto the edge of that platform, and you are unable to move unless somebody can help you up. You are literally hanging by your one hand on the edge of the platform. If that would have been a little bit longer, like 20 feet, and you would have tried it, I mean, there's literally no way.
I mean, I wouldn't even be mad if
you would have had to have bit.
If you would have killed me, I would have been mad, to be honest. I mean, I would have been upset, but I'm not like, I'd roll 2 natural ones. I mean, the odds of that are so fucking bad, dude. I'm so salty.
That's the only reason that you're even alive. So you're literally hanging onto this ledge.
Fellas.
Not even by 2 hands. You're literally hanging by 1 hand.
I'm pretty jacked.
You're hanging on by a pinky, bro.
Distance, it's your turn to act.
The super jack pinky.
Can you go the distance?
I mean, we're not in combat anymore, so you can move as much as you want, I guess. But
Yeah.
still fucking got 2
pretty
natural
sure
ones.
that I heard Eldrich scream out in pain as he
I didn't
took
scream.
his final blow.
Josh, I didn't scream.
Huh?
I didn't scream. He was writhing me with tentacles.
Yeah.
And I died and went unconscious.
He couldn't have made any sound.
So I heard 0 sounds coming from that room.
Correct. Outside of, like, no metagaming, right? Outside of everything that's going on, nobody knows what's happening to Roz right now. Nobody, aside from, wait, Boddynock, you saw the Selector appear in front of him because you were in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so only Boddynock knows that the Selector even reappeared.
And we would have known too, because we went here. I left the room when he popped up.
When the Selector Oh, so you guys know that he popped up, you don't know what is happening to him.
True.
I thought he popped up after you left.
No, because I chose, because Roz did the thing, I was like, well, you guys are already here, I'm going to go with distance. So he came up.
Yeah, because he was like, I can hold him here.
Yeah, that was the whole plan. Was him? He was going to hold the Selector while we went everywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, but we don't know what happened to him.
No metagaming, Josh.
I didn't think it was metagaming. Jagged said earlier that we could hear each other.
Yeah, but no, he didn't make any sound.
When we were first in the water room.
Listen, he didn't make any sound, and Akalius is literally hanging on by his pinky on the platform in front of you.
I know. But I'm just saying, he's a strong little dwarf. He can probably hang
No,
on for a
I'm literally telling you that if somebody doesn't help him, he's going to die. He will fall off by the next turn if nobody helps him.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. Just leave me. Leave me to die.
The only reason he's not dead already is because there's just enough space in between that I can say that
Josh, there's no pressure between me or Roz. I mean, one of us is gonna die. It's up to you. Who dies?
Either way, he can't even.
Who lives and who dies, Josh?
Josh, you can't even get to me, man.
We're not in combat anymore.
It doesn't. No, yeah, he still can't get to him.
We're not in combat anymore.
Yeah.
You're still in
He
combat.
doesn't want to save me, clearly, for some fucking reason.
Wow. I think we're seeing the true side of Josh and how he feels about you
I'll
right
go over
now.
there and help Akalius up.
All right, I need you to roll for athletics.
Oh god, natural 1, please.
For me?
No,
Okay.
I hope both of you are hanging by a hand right now.
I mean, if it's a natural one on him, he would just drop me. That's really what would happen.
Wait, are you picking him up or are you...
He's jumping. This is a jump over.
Plus one's a 17.
All right, yeah. So you successfully jump over. You're now standing on the ledge above.
That's why I have like a strength check to pull me up. God damn it. Which is not.
Yes. Strength check for me, please. You need to help him up.
Strength check is a 18. Yeah, because I have plus 0 strength, so 18.
18. All right. So you managed to save Akalius. You did shit your pants though.
Christmas. I love them.
That's fair. I mean, I already did that before the fight, so it's whatever. Every time I rage and shit my pants, nobody figured it out yet. That's why I say it.
The both of you are standing there panting on your on the platform. Akalius is white and like whiter than normal, and you smell the aroma. You smell the aroma of shit. It's Boddynock.
How much do you weigh?
It's your turn again.
I think I was like 200 something.
I have like that. So.
My character weighs 130.
That's all right.
Good thing you rolled an 18.
Okay, so I left off sitting on the throne.
Correct.
I left off shitting on the
Does it look like the throne is by? Wait, you said it's made of wood, right?
Mhm.
Does it look like it could be broken?
You certainly try.
And also, okay, so it was Gargoyle, Giant, Dragon, Dark Mantle, Yeti. What were the two in the middle?
Minotaur.
Minotaur, white.
It's a goblin, so that's what
Probably
looks like
beetle.
beetle.
And
Yeah.
then a skeleton.
Correct.
Okay, give me
Wait,
1 second here.
Oh, we didn't kill a dragon. We saw a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's in our heads. Meanwhile, I almost died. I honestly wouldn't have been mad if you would have killed me. I mean, how the fuck do I roll 2 natural ones? Like, fuck you, dice. That's another natural one.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it literally rolled like this, and then it was a 7, and then it went to a 1. I'm not using this dice ever again. Ye dice. And you don't know how to trade dice? This one's weighted for natural ones.
Here, I can use mine.
God, that's so fucking shitty. If it was anything other than natural 1, I have a +7 to it as well.
I would like to.
Shit your pants, I already did that.
First, I'd like to go to the statue of the skeleton, and I'd like
There?
to, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to stand in front of it.
Okay.
Do I notice anything peculiar about the statue at all?
Only the fact that as you move towards it, again, all the eyes just seem to be having that effect where there's just they're just all looking at you, no matter which direction you're facing.
I would like
just
to-
saying I have to take the garbage to the street. It's garbage night.
I would like to put my hand on the statue.
Okay. You reach out with your hand, you touch the statue, and it transforms into a statue of yourself.
Okay. I would like to then move to the Minotaur statue and do the same thing.
Moving to the Minotaur,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to reach out and touch it. You reach out and touch the Minotaur, and it turns into a statue of Raz.
I would like to go to the statue of the dragon and I'd like to touch it.
The statue of the dragon turns into a statue of Jimmy.
I would then like to go to the dark mantle and I would like to touch it.
It's an actual dark mantle.
Damn it! Come on!
Wait, are you serious?
You reach out and touch. Damn it, Luch! You reach out and touch the dark mantle, and it just attaches itself to you and starts sucking.
Naturally.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll a DC 13
DC
strength save.
I figured out the puzzle.
I did too.
I realized because now there's 8 and there's 8 of us total.
That is a 14.
Yeah, same
Oh,
shit.
you do shrug it off,
Okay.
so it's no longer sucking on you.
Darn.
So
You're not getting hentai over here.
It is going to it is going to deal 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Your dick's just leaking, apparently. 'cause
Can
that's
I
what dicks
attack
do.
it?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I would like to pull out my shillelagh
Yeah, right, you are.
and I would like to,
whap it in its metaphor.
in distress,
In distress.
I would like
Smack it in
to,
his knee.
because did I leave Sasha on the throne?
Yes.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to take my hat and throw it, like
Okay.
with Jiminy inside of
Okay.
it. I would like to throw it to Sasha on the
Okay.
chair.
All right. Go ahead.
And then I'd like to pull out the shillelagh and whack it in the fucking eye.
Okay.
And then I'd like to use a second attack
Yeah.
to whack it in the fucking. You know what? Let's whack him in the fucking other eye.
Well, he only has one.
Oh, okay. I'd like to hit him in the same eye
Okay.
twice.
All right. Go ahead.
And then I'd like to spend a key point and use flurry of blows.
Okay.
Actually, drunken technique.
Okay.
So that'll be 5 attacks here,
Okay.
and yeah,
Let's roll.
that one is a 15.
It's gonna hit.
All right. That one is a nat 20.
Ooh, double damage.
That one is a 15.
Gonna hit.
That one is a 23,
It's gonna hit.
and that one is a. Do we call it a 9 or 19?
We're
No.
one's flat.
That one's a 15.
That's gonna hit.
So I hit all 5.
Yes, and one with double damage. So
One with
we'll
double
just say the first one. Well, what was the second one? So roll the damage for the first attack, and then
Damn it. That is a 4 damage.
okay. So then roll the next one, and that's gonna be doubled.
That is 10 damage.
Okay, so 14 total.
That one is 9 damage.
23.
That one is 9 damage.
32.
31.
32.
32. Yeah. Sorry.
And
fuzzy math.
4 damage.
So 36 damage. You can just go ahead and just whack the shit out of this guy.
Is he?
Oh, he's so dead.
Yes! Alright, I literally, the first one, just to test him, I like to like back arm, like the eye with the shillelagh.
Yeah.
And after I make that solid contact, I'd like to reel it around and literally just club this thing in the eye. And then after that, I'd like to just go to town on his teeth and just start knocking out teeth.
Okay.
And with the last strike, I'd like to hit him just center mass, just right in the frickin' stomach area.
You hit him so hard on the last blow
Boddynock
that your fist goes straight into his mushy mass, and you just have this traffic cone of a dark mantle just on your little arm.
So let's just lay the scene. Hentai, big dick. Shit.
I would, after, like, is he just like a big puddle at this point?
He's kind of just a big, like pudding almost.
He's
like
pudding.
yeah.
I'd like to spit on it. Just,
Okay.
Like, I'd like to spit on it and just kind of
We're
turn
kinky
around.
over here.
Sasha takes a dump in it.
Like, just like kind of look at it and like
Okay.
just walk off.
All right. Are you gonna go back over to like the throne where like your hat and everything is?
I was thinking of continuing the room if that's okay. Otherwise, you can just move on if it's someone else's.
Yeah, I think after your attack, I mean, we pretty much like will move your movement speed.
Okay.
You've turned the statue of the skeleton into one of yourself, the Minotaur into one of Roz.
Yeah, I mean,
the dragon, one up into
I mean,
Jimmy.
you could finish the puzzle because we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. At least, I mean,
Well,
I'm blind.
he's not because that's going to be his movement speed.
Kiss me on the mouth and see what happens.
All right, after the session.
Come to my room after. I mean, Did you want to do it, fag?
Bitch, I will. Takes off pants.
God damn it.
Does my best Roderick cosplay.
Thug.
I'm just going to roll this just because. Second here.
I don't want to have the Final Fantasy song stuck in my head. It's way back in.
Because you're a poop nose. Got it.
That was a hell of a fucking round, bro.
So fun to roll these.
Dude, I like how they roll in this.
You're a hell of a round.
They feel like weightless.
4, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, Roz, just off of
31.
so you're at 1 HP.
Mhm.
What's your total HP?
40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the Sphinx room, we still see Roz Eldesh grappled by the mind flare, tentacles around his neck. His eyes staring so intently into Roz's almost lifeless body.
I'm just in your forehead.
Being pretty much unconscious. He, the selector, who now you see has been a mind flayer all along, starts to almost laser beam focus his psychic mind into Roz's, causing excruciating pain to the point where Roz's head starts to shake. His eyes start to roll back in his head, going bloodshot. Blood starts to drip out of the corners of his eyes, out of his ears, and out of the corners of his mouth. From the top of Roz's head to the bottom of Roz's face, you see, well, you don't see, but we see a small slit start to crack as Roz's head starts to split in half.
No more. I don't like him, but God.
Wait, I have mending. I can fix it.
He'll buff out.
Let's just buff out those scratches.
As the selector's tentacles leave Roz's mouth, a horrifying scream is heard throughout the whole hall. as the selector pulls apart Raz's head and extracts his brain.
I shit my pants.
Why did you pick now to be the most descriptive you've ever been when it comes to a...
I just shit my pants again. But in
While
real
you're
life.
hanging.
But in real life.
My heart's beating really fast.
Bro.
Dude, that was gruesome.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Raz's body falls over,
I
head
can't-
split in half, no brain inside his head,
I mean, there wasn't at the beginning with.
and the selector disappears.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Hit me. Ball me, Blazer.
kill? What are you gonna do? I have 5 health. And I almost died.
I didn't even get a chance to fight back.
Dude, you just got fucking anti-fucked. I don't want to do this anymore.
Wait, are you dead?
Yeah, he killed
I mean,
him.
it sounds like you're dead.
Yeah,
He's dead.
Dude, my head got split open and he stole my brain. I literally look like a demigorgon right now.
So how does Raz do it?
What?
he left the sword in here, so.
No, he
No,
picked
Raz
that
is
up.
with me.
I mean, he technically. He died with him.
Raz's life force is gone.
Raz isn't just laying on the ground.
But they don't see any of this.
No, not yet.
All they heard was a horrifying scream.
Alright, I'm gonna mind my own
Who
business.
screamed? Me or Desh or Raz?
Oh no, Desh did.
Desh did.
I'm gonna just look around and be like, did anyone hear that?
Did Raz want to make a witty comment? Because technically he wasn't grappled, so he could say something.
Is this the last witty comment?
Yeah.
Can Raz's spirit come back for like a quick second to face them in the end?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Fuck you, Gorram.
Did any of you guys hear that? Hello?
Gorram, it is
was
your
a true
turn.
friend,
It is your turn to act.
Okay, I'm
Fuck.
assuming I heard the scream.
You did hear the scream, yes.
Okay. I'm hesitant because I heard it was Roz, but I'll go check out the scream.
Okay.
The selector disappeared.
I don't want to go in there. I just want to peek into the room.
He's right here, he's ready.
So from
His
the
body is
from the
ready.
doorway, you see the same scene as far as the sphinxes go with the blue haze across the room. You see the lifeless body of Raz Eldesh kind of slumped between the two sphinxes at the end of the room.
Bro, he got ripped. His face got ripped in half.
He got hentai fucked to death.
He did.
Just
You
like-
can't really hold on.
He
You
died
can't
the way
really
he
see you can't really see like the details of like what happened to him. He just kind of he slumped over.
I'm laying back and like my head's like turned away.
Yeah, you can't see.
Alright. I actually don't know what to do at this point. I clearly can't help him. I used all my movement, so...
We're not in combat. You
Yeah,
can move as much as you want.
you're not in
Okay.
combat right now, so
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the room that everybody else is in, to the
Okay.
stairs,
okay.
and I'm just gonna yell in there that, Rejoice, Raz is dead.
What'd you say?
Oh no.
Oh my god!
Fuck you. All right.
I don't know what else to do, so...
Okay. Raz or
Did they
Gorram.
get to the top of the stairs, or are they still on the stairs?
No, they're still. Well, actually, they're still over on the platform. They haven't jumped back across yet.
This was
Oh, okay.
unexpected.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna stand there because I don't like those stairs, and I don't
You're
want to
dead.
fall
I couldn't
off
do
things.
anything.
And die.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was at least going to fight back or something, but I got it. Is that really a thing on a mind flayer?
What do you think? I just made it up.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like I'm literally.
actually, I did.
He's
How do
like,
you like it?
Didn't Davy
Dude,
Jones
you're
kill
trying.
someone like that by like sticking his tentacles in like their throat or something?
What's that?
Didn't Davy Jones kill someone like that? In
He
Part
did.
Two?
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that's like what it's
and
like.
everything. Yeah.
But in this, he just.
Yeah.
Alright, so is it my go then?
It's like his
technically it
tentacles
is,
have
but
biceps.
you do see
And it just-
the selector reappear.
I was hoping he'd
In
at
the
least
room.
go in a blaze of glory, but he literally.
You see the selector reappear on a platform above you. Remember, the stairs are winding upwards.
Dude, this wasn't planned at all.
he reappears, and you can see his tentacles are just covered in blood.
Out of just pure rage, I'm just gonna throw my javelin.
Okay.
But I'm gonna throw my javelin that has the poison on it.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Finally gonna use that. Not using that shit dice.
Fuck.
Hey, here's a bardic inspiration.
Please.
Metagaming, but
There's a song about
that. We'll allow it.
What is that? Is that a D6 to whatever I roll? If I
That's
want
a D100.
You've got to roll
Damage.
bardic inspiration. You want to be a part of the bardic nation.
6 is 24.
I don't know what to think right
I
now.
don't need that bardic inspiration. So it's gonna be a 24 to hit.
I don't know.
Okay, it's gonna hit.
And then how are we doing the poison thing? Because I never ended up using it. So
Poison. It'll just take what's
it's
your
like one. It would be like because poison's technically like 1d6 damage. But
Yeah.
if he gets poisoned, that means he has disadvantage on all
Hey,
attack rolls. So.
Hey, quick question. This has to do with things what they're doing now. You said Jimmy and the other two are sitting in a corner. Didn't the Mind Flayer or didn't the Selector take Jimmy?
No, he talked to him.
Oh, I thought he.
No, he talked to him directly. Yeah, we'll just do 1d6
He was all
poison
like,
on top
hey,
of it.
you should come with me.
And then
Huh?
he'll take
Awesome.
each turn he'll take another d6 poison. I gotta be your thanks.
Alright, so it's going to be a total of, with the poison, 16 damage.
16. Okay.
Did you hit him in the balls?
Where'd you hit him?
Right in the chest.
The balls?
Yeah, because I mean, we know Raz is dead, so like, I know I
You
did.
don't know Ross is dead.
Gorram told us.
He said rejoice.
Oh yeah,
Ross
he
is
did.
dead.
Yeah, sorry.
And I can see the tentacles are covered in
Covered in
blood.
blood.
I may not have loved Raz, but he was still our comrade
Mhm.
and still fought alongside us, so it made me.
You're a loyal
Pissed.
dwarf.
So I grabbed my javelin, the poison one, the one that I got with
Basilisk
Raz,
to his grip.
Yeah, and I just-
right.
just hucked it, and it just like it throws it and it curves like wanted, and just right into the side of his chest where his arm is, like between that, and it comes out. So like the poison goes through and it comes out the other side.
He's got control of gravity. This one.
The selector wasn't ready for such a quick attack, especially from such a small in stature creature such as yourself, and you heaved the javelin with such force that it found a missing, kind of like a chink in his armor as far as that goes on the side, and it grazes through the front of his chest and out the other side, and he reels back, taking, you said 16 damage. 16 damage.
Poison.
And some poison damage in there. He's definitely starting to show signs of wear and rage, obviously.
I'm not done though. I got one more. I'm gonna attack again. Being super pissed.
I bet you won't.
You're still over on the platform,
Yeah,
right?
I'm still right
Okay.
there. What is that? 6
Well,
plus 17.
That will hit.
This one's just 6.
I really like those dice.
And then that's gonna be a 10.
10 damage.
You can use them.
Or, right? 10 damage?
Yeah, it's a 10 damage.
Okay. Where did
So-
that one hit?
So I'm gonna do the same thing, but the opposite. So he has one javelin going through this side, right here, his right side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna weave it this way,
Mhm.
and it's gonna cut. So it's gonna be like a cross through both sides of his body. So he has 2 javelins sticking out each side.
Okay.
And then.
Hey, question. How much damage did he do?
On the, you mean on the kill?
Mhm.
We were at 1 HP, and he did. Hold on. I ended up. It went so far past your half that I didn't even count it.
Oh.
It was 51, 52. I think something like that. I didn't add the last 2 things. The just outside of the thing, the extract brain is what that move is. Whenever somebody's grappled, it's 10d10.
Well, that's fine.
So you know.
Nuts, bitch. But that ends my turn. I guess I don't have anything else I can do.
Okay.
I just get a 10d10 at level 17.
What's that?
Open hand monks get a 10d10 ability that
Oh,
costs
nice.
only 3 key points.
Jesus Christ. That's fun.
The thing with extract brain is that only works if the person is like if the damage is going to kill and then half it. Otherwise, it just goes to unconscious. It's just like a normal.
Oh, so he would only extract my brain if he overkilled me.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Alright. Well, that ends my turn.
Okay. And so the selector is definitely hurt, right? Wounded, raging. He takes both of his claws and just kind of clips the javelins off. You just see the pieces of wood kind of like sticking out of his chest still. It is going to be Distance's turn.
Alright.
Quick thing, Distance. If you value my life, other than picking me up, I can take a heal too if you want or not. I don't care.
Oh, you
But
need heal?
I have like no health.
How much health are you down?
I have 19 health.
You got healing word, Distance. You can use a bonus action and still attack.
Yeah. That's if you want to. If Distance doesn't want to heal me because he didn't want to pick me up, I don't care. But that's just up to you. Just throwing it out there. I may or may not have like low health.
And how far away? I can't see the squares.
He's
how far
like-
away is this collector?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 feet.
I mean, but you also have your movement. You can jump across.
Yeah, you can also move and like jump across if you need to hit him. I mean, do what you want with your body. Knock.
With your body. Do what you want with your body.
Okay,
Have
I
sex
got it.
with your body.
Okay.
I want to jump across. So what do I need to do for that?
I just jump.
To the
You
stairs?
can just jump back across. Yeah, it's within 10.
Okay. I want to run up the stairs as close as I can get to him. What would that distance be?
What's your movement? 30?
Yeah.
10, 20, 30. You're within 30 feet of him.
I don't think it wants to do that. I want it to get closer. So yeah, I'm gonna jump across where I'm on the staircase, but I don't want to move any distance. Move me 2 steps back if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cast my vicious mockery at him.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is a wisdom 14 save throw.
Okay.
And I'm also going to use my cutting words. So therefore, anytime that you're making a ability check, I can expend 1 use of Bardic Inspiration, roll the die, and subtract that number from your roll.
Okay.
My Bardic Inspirations now are 1d8s. So clear.
So wait. So what does that do to my roll?
Takes whatever he rolls off your roll.
So I roll a 6. So now whatever you roll, you have to subtract 6 from that and see if you
And what was the
make
save?
a save of 14.
14.
14 wisdom.
Still passes.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Does he have like insane wisdom?
He also has advantage on saves against spells.
Just any spell?
Any spell or magic.
What a
My
bitch.
fingers are fucking broken.
He's a bitch.
Does that end your turn?
So yeah, so I'm going to, with my bonus action, throw out a healing word.
Okay.
Let's see.
Damn.
If he doesn't succeed, he just dies. If
Yeah,
if
this
it
is not good.
or if it does succeed, it takes 10 damage.
Jesus Christ.
So what's that?
You can kill someone within 7 days.
You're like Samara from the ring.
Because of spell slots, I can only do my level 1 healing,
Way up.
Fuck you.
which is
Just don't.
1d4 plus 3.
Just don't waste it.
It's epic, though.
That's not worth enough. It's only 7 health. That's not gonna help me. To be honest, how much damage he does.
Well, I have nothing else to do at this point, so
That's
I might as
crazy.
well use it.
All right, if you want to.
So, I got 3 plus 3, so I heal you for 6.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Um,
you're welcome.
Boddynock.
Yes.
It's your turn to act, my friend.
Alright.
Finish the puzzle.
Well,
See what else going on.
I'd like to go to the Yeti statue and I'd like to touch it.
The Yeti?
Yeah.
Okay. The Yeti, you touch the Yeti statue and it turns into
It's you with the temple.
a statue of Akalius.
Okay. I would like to go to the statue of what appears to be Beetle.
Okay.
And I'd like to touch it.
Can I make a request, Ben? That
What?
you do this while you're doing your little skip thing that you do.
Is it
I would like to merrily skip to the Beetle statue while drinking from a flask.
is it people who've killed it?
No, it's everybody.
No, is it people who've done a finishing blow on that? Because you killed the Yeti, I killed the Minotaur.
Jimmy did not slay a dragon.
You don't know that.
Fair enough.
You touch Beetle and it turns into a statue of distance.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
After that, I would like to. Wait, what was the
You have to do
name
these.
again? That-
Those two are the only ones
Yeah.
that have left.
After that, I would like to go to the gargoyle and touch it.
Alright. And it turns into a statue of Rebecca.
And then the giant, and I'd like to.
It
I'd
turns
like to.
caress the giant booty.
Yeah.
It turns into
Roger.
yes, Roger.
How much does his like penis come out of the statue?
Is it like a fertility statue?
No, I mean it had to be the giant. That had to be Roger. To be
Yep.
honest.
Naturally. After that, I would like to skip my way up to the throne and take a seat.
Okay. You go back and sit on the throne.
Does anything happen when they all turn?
Not visibly. Then when he sits back on the throne, all of the statues disappear. And every one of the statues in their place, you see a box.
On each of the pedestals?
Okay. I would like to go to the one that was me, the skeleton, at the entrance to the left side.
Okay.
And I would like to open that specific box.
The one that was you.
Yes.
Okay. As you open that box, you find a black gemstone.
Hey! What happens to the other boxes?
Would you like to open them?
I just want to know if anything happens after I find the gemstone.
Oh, they're still there.
They're still there?
Mhm.
I would like to take the gemstone out of the box.
Okay. You have the gemstone.
Okay. I would then like to go to the altar, put the gemstone in its respective place.
Okay. And it locks in place. You hear the mechanical movement of the instrument inside the table, and it kind of locks the gem in place there. And there's now the black gemstone locked and the green one locked.
I would like to go back to the room though, because I definitely forgot Jiminy and
Yes,
Sasha.
you did.
I would like to go retrieve them.
And they come running up to you like, why did you leave?
Are the boxes still there?
The boxes are all still there.
I would like to, about as far of a distance as I can manage, I'd like to smash one of them with my shillelagh.
Which one?
Yeah, this one.
That one?
That.
As you walk up to smash the box of the one that was on the beetle statue, a goblin appears in front of you.
Ooh, okay. Does it look like Beetle?
It looks just like beetle, but it's real.
I would like to. Okay. I would like to kind of hold my shillelagh at his throat,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd kind of like to just slowly move the end of it up to like the side of his head,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to ask him if he's the guy that we killed a few days ago.
He looks confused. He looks around and he's like, I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here. But if you let me out, I'm sure I can get you some gold. I'm positive that if you just let me out of wherever we are.
I would like to club him in the side of the head.
Okay, go ahead.
Dude, zombie.
That was awesome.
12.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for damage.
A.
Shillelagh.
That's an 8, and I'd like to use a second attack.
Is your shillelagh a D8 now?
So you don't need to, Ben.
No?
No.
Hey!
Smack him in the side of the head with your shillelagh, and he turns into sand and just kind of dissipates all over the.
Oh.
Fit anywhere?
No,
You're
that was
Thanos?
dust. That was dust. Sand all all
the
over
Power
the
Stone inside the shillelagh. Okay, I would like to grab my animals and just leave the room and go check out what those guys are up to.
Okay. This room?
Mm-hmm. I'd like to skip there while drinking, though.
Okay. As you peer in there, you see a brutal fight scene happening in front of you.
Oh god!
Oh shit! Has this been going on for long?
The selector is hovering, 2 javelins in his side. You see distance halfway up the stairs. Akalius looks incredibly wounded, but feeling okay over on the side on a platform. Gorram is standing with his shield out in the doorway. Not really sure what to do at the moment. As you arrive in the doorway and look up and see the selector, he looks down at you and then goes invisible.
Doesn't he take another d6 from my...
He does. You want to roll that?
Big bitch.
He
5.
Nice. He also has disadvantage on his attack.
Yes.
He disappears from in front of you.
So he's just gone now?
He's gone. Well,
Bro.
He disappears. You
It's
can't
your
see him.
monk level, so it could be up to 7 to 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
Disadvantage. Alright. 1 second. 1 second.
Merchant pissed you off. You touch him.
You're long
He's
gone.
having dinner with his family.
Josh, distance rather.
Yes.
Seeing the selector disappear from in front of you, you kind of start to get a little paranoid. You're not really sure where he went.
Okay.
You start to feel tentacles wrapping around you, kind of up this.
I run out the door really fast.
You can't. You're unable to move. They're grabbing your arms, kind of just your arms and shoulders. You kind of feel this like cold, wet moisture around your shoulders. And I need you to roll a DC save intelligence.
Hopefully you're smarter than me and Roz.
My intelligence.
I was the smartest guy.
No?
Natural 1.
Okay. You're gonna take.
Wow.
You're
And
gonna take.
also, my intelligence is a -1 modifier.
It's a 0.
All right. You're gonna take 13 psychic damage.
By what happened, I can't even comprehend.
You're gonna take 13 psychic damage, and you're stunned, completely unable to move.
Where is he? Did he reappear somewhere?
He you can't see him, so he's technically invisible.
This guy's a fuckface, that's what he is. Literally, he likes to...
But we see distance like...
Yeah, you see distance being like grappled up.
Fuck.
And it is the Gorram's turn to act.
I don't see this thing.
Well, you
No,
can't
I see-
see
distance
him.
being
Yeah,
attacked.
correct. Yeah, you can see him being like grappled up, like almost lifted into the air.
If I were to cast something, would I be able to guess where
Yes.
this thing was?
Yes.
I believe in you, Gorram.
I'm sorry, did you say yes?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Wait, what?
Yes, you can attack him.
Yes.
Okay.
If we've ever needed a mirror.
I would like to. How far away would he be?
From you, he's 40 feet. About 40 feet up the stairs.
Okay. First thing I'd like to do is cast a spiritual weapon. So I
Okay.
can level
Just swap these out.
Here you go, Roz's next spiritual weapon.
No.
and have it up here, right behind where I think it would be.
Okay.
The creature,
Uh-huh.
and then attack with it.
Okay.
And that is a 16 to hit.
It does not
No, I'm
hit.
sorry, 19 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I meant to say.
And that is 3 damage. I rolled a 1. That's awesome.
Okay.
I can relate to rolling ones.
All right. 3 damage. The squeaky toy hammer arises behind you. Holy shit! And does 3 damage.
Okay. After
He appears in front of your spiritual weapon.
Does he drop distance?
He does not drop. Well,
spiritual weapon, that was a bonus action. So
Okay.
I would like to cast distance. Does he look like he's beat up pretty bad?
I don't know.
Stunned.
He's stunned, but what's your HP like?
Mine is I got 17 health left.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't do that. That's a touch spell.
And you can't.
I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
Ooh.
Holy
Would he have advantage because
66.
he's engaged with distance? I mean, he would because he's grappling him. So
Yeah.
you have advantage on that, so make sure you roll twice.
Okay, great.
2 natural
That
ones.
is
Been there, done that. I want this thing to die so bad.
first roll was a total of 13.
Okay.
Second roll is 17 plus 5, 22.
That's gonna hit.
Yes!
All right.
And I go next, I'll get advantage on the attack.
Oh,
Third
buddy.
level is 66.
If he doesn't kill him.
Oh, buddy.
Get it!
66.
Yes.
Has Gorram had an epic kill yet?
Yeah, he just killed the.
He killed the white. He hasn't had an epic kill.
No, like an
he's-
epic kill.
He's blowing stuff up with his hammer, though.
That is only 24 damage.
Only 24. Wait,
Well, I was 6th dice, but
you rolled a 6 on 4 of them pretty much. So if you, yeah.
So say 24.
I guess it's not too bad. Yeah, 24.
Where are you hitting him?
In the head.
And
that's
how many
guiding
times
bolt
are you just hitting him? You're hitting him once with the
Yeah,
guiding
it's
bolt,
one.
right? It's just one big blast.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so everybody standing around can now see the fact that distance is completely immobilized, caught up by the Selector's tentacles wrapping around his body, starting to tighten on his neck. Gorram, seizing the opportunity and the advantage of him being distracted, fires his guiding bolt directly at the Illithid's huge face. At the last second, the Selector turns, almost shocked and surprised, seeing this bolt coming at him, and he cries out. And how would you like the bolt to kill?
I like the proper terminology of his race, by the way.
I would like it to just, it enters his head, and then it, fizzles for a second, and then his head just explodes.
What a homage to
Tentacles on brains. Ross's brains
Yeah, I
fly
wanna
Just
kill him
forward.
so
slits
badly.
it. Just,
The bolt just kind of sinks into the side of his soft, squishy, forehead, and then you just see a immense kind of glow start to pulse, and it just explodes all over Distance's face.
Yeah, it does.
You remember in Family Guy when Stewie had the piece of glass in his head?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what I was picturing. Like when he turns to the side, it's just like that long.
Distance is covered in the Selector's blood. He didn't even get to say any final words to the party, but Distance is now unstunned, covered in blood. You stand on the stairs. The Mind Flayer's body lies lifeless in front of you with an exploded head.
So, where's the loud one?
Oh, you didn't hear? He's no longer with us.
What? Which room's he in?
He's in.
Yeah, I'm gonna run down the stairs and into the room with Raz to see what's going on there.
I mean, we still have stuff to do in this room. If you want to
What's
get this.
happening?
yeah, you guys are halfway up the stairs. I would get that done first.
Yeah. What do I see? What do I see? In this?
So you're still halfway up, so you need to go all the way to the top.
All right. Can I
Search the body?
jump to this one?
Yeah, you definitely can search the body. Well, Gorram, you're still down at the bottom, but one of them can.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not.
search the body.
I'm not distant too. I'm not.
Alright, so you jump across
Yeah.
and you run to the top. There's
Oh.
about a 10-foot gap between you and a platform that has another box.
All right. I'm gonna jump to the platform.
Okay?
I'd like to run into the room where Raz
Okay.
is.
Can I open the
Boddynock's
box?
gonna run there. Yes, you can open the box.
And then what's in the box?
You find a bright blue gemstone in the box.
And then what is this here?
It looks like a chest.
Fuck it. I'm gonna jump back this one.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna open the box.
Okay. You find 1,000 gold.
Woo!
Damn.
I'm not gonna tell anyone about that,
I
but
thought it was like going to be a mimic or something, which pushes him off.
I figured the risk of wanting to jump would be.
I'm just kidding.
Not for the reward.
So everyone, I'm gonna split the gold. So there's now what, 4 of us?
Well, yeah, if you don't count Roderick or.
Well, no, they're gonna pay us for rescuing the princess. Though, like
Bro, her dad,
he's
he's
gonna.
gonna pay up,
Yeah, we lost a team member. That's his fault.
right?
And we saved this whole fucking city.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
And his daughter.
Are there any conscripts I can be seeing?
Alright, everyone add 250 gold to their inventory.
Boddynock, you're standing in front of the 6 sphinxes. The blue haze is gone. There is no blue haze.
I would like to kind of like see Raz, and I would like to put Sasha down on the ground and put my hat on top of her back and tell her to leave the room.
Okay.
And I'd kind of like slowly walk over to Raz, Desh, whatever we're calling
If it makes sense, I'm just gonna, as I do that, I'm just gonna start walking towards this.
In my final days, you can call me Ravioli.
I'm gonna put the gemstone.
Put the
there.
gemstone in, the bright blue gemstone into the table. It locks in place, and you hear the same mechanical instruments inside the table kind of working. And you have 1 slot left.
I would like to see him.
Follow my, slowly make my way as he's.
Are you already sorry? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd already be up there by this point.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just entering now, so.
Where are distance? Are you searching the selector?
Yeah, I'm looking at
All right, go ahead. You want to roll for investigation.
investigation. I got a 17.
Okay.
Nice.
You find a medallion with the face of a mind flayer on it. Basically, like this giant gold medallion with tentacles, just kind of like wrapping and intertwining into each other.
You should keep that distance just in case.
Who has the journal?
You also find a
Is it
purple
you?
scroll.
Okay.
It does nothing.
It's blank.
Are you taking both of those things, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm adding them to my inventory now.
So you're picking up the scroll and the medallion?
Medallion.
Okay. Alright.
I have no idea. Alright,
Hold up, man.
no, that's what I said. I was gonna say, what are you doing now?
So I kind of like obviously look at Raz.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's upsetting because everyone here is like the first friends that Boddynock has had
Mm-hmm.
in like years. So he's actually kind of upset.
Yeah, I mean, the scene in front of you is
Yeah.
absolutely horrific.
So it's like not
Seeing
only
it.
a fallen comrade, but like it's really gruesome.
Mhm.
And so Boddynock would like to kind of like do a little bow and kind of like pray for a second.
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna.
afterward, he'd like to approach the chest for
Okay.
his mission.
Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, can I come up and pat you on the back? And then I also want to pray, but I want, when I'm praying, my wings to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pray to Paladine to make sure he's safe on his passage to the next life.
In far out distance, as soon as you pray, you just hear, "Fuck you, Gorram."
And then I'm just going to put my hand and it's going to glow, and his body's going to glow. And then,
You're gonna loot him.
yeah.
Roz's soul goes inside his finger.
How much gold did you have? Rich?
Huh?
How much gold did you have?
I have a lot.
How much?
1380.
Alright, I'm going to take his gold and then split it amongst the group.
Okay. You also hit the old Ra's sword is laying there, as well as his lightning sword. However, there's both swords seem to be pretty much just dull.
I'm going to take the raw sword for like a keepsake.
Okay.
I'm just going to add it to my. I'm not going to use it for anything. But
So the magic's just gone from both of them?
Correct.
And it's like as soon as you die, your life force left. You said 1380 divided by 4. All right, add 345 more gold to your guys' inventory.
Wow.
They looted Raz's dead body.
He just looted me. I have a dagger from my war days if you want to take that too.
Yeah, well, that's a ceremonial one. No, I want to take your ceremonial spear, the one that you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that, and I want.
Well, no, I have a dagger from my war days.
All right, I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna actually. Second thought. I'm not gonna take the Raz sword. I'm gonna take his dagger, the spear, and then no, just the spear because the spear is the one that you put the basilisk thing on, right? So it has one use of poison still.
I technically didn't put it on anything.
All right, I'm gonna take the basilisk tooth and then put it on his spear, and then kind of put it back there.
Okay. Boddynock, you're right next to the chest.
I was gonna open it.
You're gonna open the chest. A dark mantle comes out. No.
Yeah!
Motherfucking mantles.
It's never ending.
For Boddynock, he's always hit by him.
Question for him.
Yeah.
On the spear.
Uh-huh.
Any way we can have the weapon bonding magic work on?
Your magic force.
I wanted it for something value.
You open the chest and you find a small light blue gem.
Is there anything else in the chest?
There's nothing else in the chest.
Is there anything else in the chest?
There's nothing else in the chest.
Does the
I'd like to take the gem, and then I'd like to, in anger, both for like, there's nothing else in the chest, but also like the fact that Raz is dead. I like to pull out my shillelagh and I literally just like to beat the shit out of the chest. Or like I literally just want to smash it.
In your anger, I will allow you to destroy the chest. You're holding the light blue gem in your other hand. Gorram and Distance, what are you now doing?
I'm gonna go back to the main room and start looking at the purple scroll.
Okay.
I wanna.
You pull out the purple scroll, and it does nothing.
I wanna go up to Boddynock.
I wasn't asking it to do anything. I wanted to read it.
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
It's cursed.
Why is it glowing purple or is it written?
No,
on purple
it's
paper?
it's literally just purple.
Just save it. Just wait. I have an idea. I'm gonna go up to Boddynock. Don't put my hand on the
I
shoulder.
mean, it looks worthless. I think I'm just gonna toss it off the edge.
There is no edge.
Yeah, he's technically still in here. Are you gonna throw it down?
Wait, is the scroll blank?
No, I'm going in the main room.
Okay.
I was gonna say he went in the main room already, technically.
Yeah, that's when I first pulled it out. Was in the main room.
Gorram, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go into the room with the other guys in there.
The one over
Just
here. Okay.
Yeah, look at the bloody mess of Roz.
Okay.
Say like fucking mess.
You're a fucking mess.
Alright, you want to
And
put it on?
I guess they looted everything, so there's nothing.
Yeah, the only thing left is the two swords. So the Roz sword and the lightning sword.
There's a letter on my body that says to Gorram.
No, there's not.
Fuck you,
I'm
Gorram.
just gonna walk out.
Alright, he's gonna come back. So is everybody moving out of there? Boddynock, you have the small light blue gem.
Boddynock, since Akalius is with him, Boddynock would like to kind of like hold out his hand to Akalius with the gem and give it to him.
Okay.
And he'd like to kind of just like somberly walk to the exit of the room.
Yeah.
And he'd like to kind of motion Sasha to follow him. And he's gonna sit on the far end of the table here in the corner.
Okay.
Just kind of like, you know,
You want to move him
with
over
his
there?
back to the wall.
Okay.
And he's just gonna kind of have like Sasha in like in his lap, just
Yeah.
kind of like pet her.
Before you leave, though, I want to grab you on the shoulder,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna ask, first one you've ever lost in battle.
First friend I've lost ever.
Yeah.
That'll be all right, little one. Let's try not to let this happen again.
It was careless of me to leave him.
We'll be smarter next time. We'll be safe. And then I'll just walk with him as he kind of goes. And then I want to put the
It's actually kind of like
Damn.
made me tear up a little bit.
Alright,
me and
so
my
you have the
actors.
gem.
I'm gonna put the final gem in the slot.
Okay.
Best actors over.
As the final gem goes into the table, you hear it lock into place, and then you hear that all too familiar hiss of air, the platform that Distance and Roz are standing next to rises, and the ceiling opens. Bright sunshine shines straight down onto the platform, and the platform opens and almost crumbles away, revealing a giant glowing hammer.
Oh shit.
It's bright white. It has a large leather handle. There's inscriptions all down the pommel. What looks like dwarvish writing. There's dwarvish inscriptions on the giant metal sides, and it's radiating with bright white glowing energy.
I believe that's for you, Dwarf.
Can I reach it?
You can.
Alright, I'm going to reach out for it, but before I grab it, I'm going to look back to where Roz's body was, and like, have to trade, and grab it.
Wait, what did he say?
Fair trade.
Oh my god!
Fucking dick.
Jesus.
I'm really imagining that when Gorram touches this thing, it's like a brilliant, devotion paladin type hammer, but as soon as you touch it, it turns like metal, battle, forge.
So you reach out and you grab it, and it feels like a featherweight in your hand. It despite its immense size, it feels like you're swinging around a plastic. Now you don't have plastic back then. Wool. You're swinging around a pine sword almost.
Okay.
It's really light in your hand. You can manage it really easily, but it's twice the size of your other hammer.
Jesus.
Like Roderick, am I right?
underneath the actual weight of the hammer itself, you see one word written in Dwarvish, and it says Karadikar, which in Dwarvish stands for or means Mind Stalker or Slayer of the Mind Flayer.
Cool.
Mind Slayer Flayer.
At that same moment, Akalius feels a surge of power, a connection to another celestial weapon. He feels stronger. The sword feels stronger in his presence, and you almost feel like the journey that you're on is now starting to really come together. Like the party is now starting to take weight. That hammer, the celestial hammer, the Mind Stalker, will give you a +2 to hit and a +2 to your damage.
Ooh.
Akalius' sword will also go up by +1 to hit and to damage.
What, like +12 now?
Since it's light, does Gorram get extra attack or something?
What's that?
Does he get extra attack since it's so light?
No.
I tried
So
Gorram.
it's a +2 to attack and damage.
Correct.
Yeah, if you go into D&D Beyond, we add equip. Yeah, there's a +2 for the weapon. If you just click that one, it does it automatically for you.
Okay.
You just type in the weapon name and then just put in go scroll down and there'll be a +2 option for it.
So Gorram stands with his new celestial hammer. What are you doing with your old hammer, by the way?
I'm gonna keep it with me for now because I've had it with me for a long time. It's kind of a sentimental thing. So as long as I can carry it with me without causing a hassle, I'm gonna keep it.
Can I read the markings on this hammer?
Yeah.
What are they say?
Dwarvish.
If you don't mind me reading, I don't know. Do you want to read them, or do you mind if I read them, Dave?
Go ahead.
So basically, what you can gather is that there are names inscribed all across the sides of it, of other illithids that have been killed by it. And as you're looking at it in front of you and Gorram, you can see in Dwarvish the selector kind of glow and light up and be added to the list.
That's badass.
Shit.
Hey, Distance.
Y'all.
You wanna pull out that scroll?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So I whip it out.
Roger, Go away, there's kids.
He's a pervert.
Here you go, Puivo.
So what happened?
He opens the scroll.
Nothing happened.
Oh darn, I was hoping.
Oh,
You know what I thought was gonna
yeah. Oh man.
Alright,
That homage though.
so can we go out of the where like the platform would have gone? You said there's sunlight coming out.
Correct.
Okay,
I
so
want to try something real quick. I want to go to Raz's body, and I want to put the medallion inside his head and then close it.
Ew.
why don't you just keep the medallion and then we don't do that?
I mean, that's what he wants to do. That's what you want to do?
I want to put the medallion on his body.
Okay. Distance kind of leaves the group as we're all admiring Gorham's new hammer, and he walks into the Sphinx room up to the dead body of Raz, who is just laying there. There's a big pool of blood around his, split open head. You drape the medallion around his body, and at first nothing happens. And as you stand there, you kind of think, oh well, and you kind of take a step back, but then you see Raz's lifeless form start to twitch. His arms start to move a little bit. He starts to shift, and then you just see his split head kind of shifting and moving, and it's forming itself back together.
What the fuck?
As it sews itself back together, you see parts of Raz that weren't there before start to grow. As Raz's face that you knew and were familiar with transforms itself into an Elithid. And it stands up, a brand new mind flare with Raz's beard and personality.
Fuck yes! Fuck you, Gorram! I'm a squid now!
Can you hit it with a hammer?
Oh shit!
Can you Mjolnir that bitch and just straight throw it at him?
Oh damn, I feel so evil. Oh shit! And I kinda wanna
You're not controlling him.
oh come on. Can I scurry over to Roger and just
At that same time, the Illithid almost looks confused as to where he is, even though
it's a squid head with a beard?
Yeah. Yeah. Even though you can kind of make out that it's still Raz's body, it's 90% mind flare, and it disappears and vanishes from in front of you.
God damn it.
Good job.
I am really glad that no one saw me do that.
Oh, you mean all of us that are right here at the doorway to see into the room that you're in?
Fortunately for you, since everybody's too focused on Gorham's hammer to notice that Raz's body came back to life and then disappeared in front of you. So it's up to you whether or not you want to tell them or not.
Oh, I'm not saying shit.
I would like to say my final goodbyes to Raz's body.
And I'm gone.
No.
I mean, I would drag his body. I'm not gonna leave his body in there.
Yeah, no. Let's do that. So Distance decides not to. You were just thinking about.
Yeah, they just think I was paid my respect, so I'm now back with the group.
Yeah, everybody's back together. And what we wanted to do with the platform?
I mean, leave if we can.
Okay. So everybody makes their movement to go stand on the platform.
Boddynock is still sitting.
You're sitting in the corner?
Yeah,
Are you staying there?
I'm more just really upset.
I'm just gonna go up and console my little buddy.
I thought you were about to say My Little Pony for a second.
Yeah, I'm a brony actually, but I'm gonna go up to him and, hey little man, it's time to go.
Boddynock lifts his head, and it's really obvious that there's some tears.
Mm-hmm.
But he sets Sasha down and puts his hat back on and kind of pushes himself up and kind of starts to just slowly walk over the platform with his head down.
Okay. The 7 of you stand on the platform, and whether by the weight or just by fate itself, the platform slowly starts to rise. And as it rises slowly, you take one final look around at the dead Mind Flayer's lair and remember your fallen comrade, party member, for all of his insubordination and charisma. And then the platform passes up into the front doorway, the front steps of the temple in the middle of St. Palatia.
How's the town look?
Yeah, I guess once we go, I wanna make our way to the king. So I need my king's ransom.
Yeah, you need your king's ransom.
We all do.
I just want to look around the thing to make sure there's nothing. I mean, is there any like
You see,
bodies
you
or-
see hooded robes kind of strewn all around the city.
Can we kind of discern that once we killed the selector, his minions?
It's apparent that anyone that was turned into a white by the selector is now dead and no longer under his control. There seems to be a general buzz about the city. You stand there kind of like looking out around on the steps. There's people that are like kind of looking at the bodies, hugging each other, and just kind of all together like looking around.
I want to walk out of the temple in all my glory, with my wings out and everything, just covered in like
Oh
blood.
my god.
The citizens that notice you, they notice you coming down from the steps of the temple, kind of all together in a group, looking somber. They all start to rush you, but as they get to you, they kind of push past you and crowd around Rebecca.
Have no fear, we saved the princess, and we'll take her to her father. Her father.
As they crowd around her, she looks at you gratefully and says, "Thank you. Follow me," and starts to head up towards the Capitol building, and that is where we will end.
Fuck, man.
That was a fucking session and a half.
I really thought I had razzed there at the end.
Dude, me too!
The only thing that I couldn't think of is that like
don't have
the
a
life
brain.
force. Yeah. Wait, was that a real Illithid thing?
Yes. Wait.
The medallion?
Oh no.
That was just you.
Yeah, that was just
Oh wait.
congested.
Oh no, we're still alive. That was real. That was absolutely real. And you guys don't know about that. No metagaming.
Know about what?
Yeah, exactly.
Josh, did you find anything interesting in that corpse?
Do any of you guys see it?
You guys had already
D8?
looted it.
D8? Yeah.
I mean, other than mine, you know.
That's gonna end the session. Thanks for watching. Wendy, you saw that plot twist, huh? How about that? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Oh man, that was brutal.